Hello! Welcome to Comic Tropes After Dark. This is the weekly Spinner Rack, a show where we talk about the latest comic book news. We'll do some comic book reviews of what came out this week. Sometimes we even have interviews, including a special surprise guest tonight. And speaking of surprise guests, I've never had a co-host sitting with me before. You want to tell the audience who you are?
I'm little sister.
Tiny little baby, itty bitty sister. This is my sister. There's a delay on the chat, so in a minute people are gonna see, like now we're getting like people going like family tropes.
Hi guys. Hi Trope Nation.
Trope Nation. Wow. Pretty nice. Jean came here straight from work, hence the scrubs.
Yeah.
And she's brought some surprises and stuff that maybe we'll pepper in throughout the show.
Yeah.
And I'll ask you questions of like what you think about like news. If you have an opinion, if you don't, we'll just keep moving. Look at all this Tropes Nation. Look at all these hellos.
Don't we look like?
Do we? You guys tell us. Do we look like siblings? I've got a beard. She doesn't have a beard. We're not alike at all.
I shaved.
Hey, it's West Coast Dave Vengers. So anyway, we've got a lot of cool things there, right? Yeah. Wow. A guest host. This is a lot, but there's a lot of show to get to.
Okay.
And I want to get to like my first surprise, and then because we'll be together all night and they'll get to know you a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes I do interviews. This is like a short, fun thing. We're going to bring on my co-host of Trash Movie Bonanza, an artist who had an exceptional success around this time last year with a crowdfunded comic, Defective Comics. All right. Well, he's got a new crowdfunded campaign. So, folks, please welcome the one, the only. How's it going, Mr. Jimmy Jams? Jim Mahfood.
What's up, Pierce family? Gene, nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Look at what Jim's wearing. And Gene's got a surprise for me that she just got me. Look at this. Flip it.
Oh, nice.
Dude.
That's amazing.
We all have good taste, right?
Oh, yeah. We all love the weirdness of David Lynch. And guys, I'm coming over for dinner tonight, by the way. Chris, I don't know if you knew that, but
you're always welcome.
I'll be there in a couple hours. I'll be over.
We have a chair. Some think that it's for Elijah. It's for Jimmy Jams in our family.
Yeah, mom's all set. She's in the other room getting ready.
Serendipity. Well, let's just get right to it, though. Like, Jim, you're in full-blown hustle mode. You've got this new kick-started comic. Why don't you tell us? What kind of a story do you have for us this time? What makes it unique and special? And you?
Yes. I'm continuing my Defective Comics line of books every October. I'm doing a one-shot superhero parody book, 48 pages. This one is my wall crawler parody. It's called The Arachnid Enforcer. And this is the story of like, what if everyone's favorite wall crawler did not learn the with great power comes great responsibility lesson? And he's sort of a selfish street brawler bruiser type character that gets paid money by bad guys to F up other bad guys. And I think one of the reasons why this one has become very popular, he has a Muppet sidekick manager named Gangster Boogie, who seems the Gangster Boogie's gone like viral. Like people online seem to like him more than the main character. So Chris, I have a Muppet. What's that?
It's just such a fun design.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. He's something that just resonated across the board with everybody. But also, I think now, since I'm doing my second one, people are really getting used to this idea of the West Coast Dave. What's up? People are really getting used to the idea of like, hey, Kickstarter is a great place to do these kind of weird one-off creator-centric comic books where you don't need a mini series. You don't really need a publisher behind you. You just make a cool book. You sell it directly to your people. You annoy your friends like Chris Pierce to get on their live streams and pimp the hell out of it. And the community kind of comes around it and people buy the book. It's fun, you know.
It is fun, dude. And I'll also just shout out, I don't know when we mentioned this last, but Punker Mike really helped you make a great promo video with his action figures, like of Gangster Boogie. I mean, that was awesome. That was really nice.
So
have you watched this? Do you have any idea what we're talking about?
I don't.
Hey, Jim, do you ever try to sell people that are like not in the comic book world on like what you do? Do you ever have to like bump into people and like just like explain to them like what kind of comics you make at like parties and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, my crossover thing is I just say I was a character designer on the first Spider-Verse movie, and most people know what that is. Or I say I've also worked in illustration and I've done like advertising art on beer cans, Colt 45, and like people know what those things are. So you know, there's a way to, but
That's
yeah,
really
it's
cool.
trickier. It's trickier to sell like underground comics, but it's also, you know, you try, you can try.
Dude, but here's one thing I just want to like get out there, and because I mean you're in hustle mode, but it's still hard to like toot your own horn. I think your last Kickstarter was very successful, but this one kind of smashed what you did in the first day. Like,
Yeah,
your first day for Arachnid Enforcer was really strong. We're all here because we love comics, but we want to kind of like learn from it too. Do you have any takeaways of what you might have done this time to like get that amount of enthusiasm thus far?
yeah, I was surprised and relieved by the success because we doubled the numbers from launch day of Savage Street Vigilante. So, but I think what it is, man, is the year that's gone by, a year of always posting on social media, being on YouTube, crafting a community, having a Discord with the Ink Pulp community, still going to conventions, talking to people in person. And also, man, this year I was doing so many covers for so many different publishers and kind of bigger things like Post Malone. The covers I was doing for him, he was like retweeting and re-sharing the stuff I was doing.
Oh, that's awesome.
This isn't Jim's cover, but he's done Post Malone's Big Rig.
Yeah.
That isn't Jim's cover, but just to sort of like give some sort of visual flair to it. I agree. You've had a really good year for yourself in terms of putting yourself out there. You're a marketing genius.
Oh, I try, man. Thank you. The other thing too, man, is I
have two geniuses in my life.
I will say this as advice to people doing a Kickstarter. Last year on Street Vigilante, we were adding things throughout the campaign because I was getting excited about people turning in art, and I was just releasing those as variant covers and stuff. This year, I just got everything right, and we had everything locked down on launch day. So what you get for the campaign is what you see on launch day on the page, and that's it. So we're giving you variant covers from Mike Del Mundo, Wayshak, Scotty Young, and a beautiful limited edition print from Derek Loffman. So all this stellar artwork and all the imagery that I'm posting from my end of things, you're getting it all on one fell swoop on launch day. And it's like, guys, come on. Like, you have to respond to not just my stuff, but the guest artists alone are like crazy talented. It's
the Mike Del Mundo and Scotty Young covers. Like they're fantastic, Jim, because I've done like a little bit of Arachnid Enforcer art because it is fun. But I look at theirs and I'm like, oh, they're really like playing with the design. There's so much fun stuff you can do with this character. There doesn't have to be any of the Marvel rules. Like, it's taking just a template and going nuts with it. Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's so great. Yeah. And it's also, man, on Kickstarter, it seems acceptable, like with the Long Beach Ink and Drink crew and all these different people are doing these really fun parody books, and it's turned into its own world that exists and thrives through crowdfunding.
Jim, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because it reminds me of when there was that burst in the mid 80s of black and white comics that were all sort of inspired by the success of Cerebus, Usagi, and TMNT.
Mhm.
But now we're getting like all these crowd-funded indie things and a lot of satire within them. A lot of satire.
Yeah. I love it, man. I fit like really well into this lane, and with where I'm at now with Arachnid, I'm already gearing up for like, okay, next year, October, I'm doing the Ninja Turtles book. We're going to have 3. We'll see if it keeps going, but Pizza Ninja is what it's called. That'll be in a year. So,
I love it. So where are we directing people?
yes, to Kickstarter. Defective Comics presents the Arachnid Enforcer. That's the link if it's around somewhere. And then
if I didn't put it in the description yet, I will add it as soon as I finish the episode. Okay.
thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And
Yeah, so
also,
just
Chris,
check later.
last thing I'll say, I'll be at New York Comic Con, Artist Alley table A26. If you guys are there, swing by. I'll have the first 24 pages of original art from the Arachnid book. I'm not selling it, but I'm just showing it off. I'm just displaying it so people can check out the book. Chris, I know I'll see you on Saturday
and Sunday.
Yes.
And Sunday.
It's going to be great.
I'll be there both days. And yeah, it'll be, it's so nice to always catch up
I'll be
with
working.
you. She'll be working. She's not going to come down. Not that anybody would expect that because
Really?
they don't know who you are.
Oh,
Gene, have you been to Comic-Con? Have you seen like the madness of?
no.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you have to remember that, you know, I grew up with him. So I've seen his con pictures for like a couple decades now. Like,
Sure.
you
Sure,
know,
yeah.
So I have an idea of the madness, but I've never been myself.
No, I would take you to comic book
But I did-
stores.
I got these at a oddities expo.
Nice.
Who's you now?
I've been to some expos before.
Hell yeah. Great minds
you
think
for-
alike with Twin Peaks, guys. Come on.
I do
I
not
love it.
have a Boston accent at all. You guys don't know who I work with. I don't have an accent.
You've got more of one than I do. Jim, what kind of an accent do you have?
Probably Midwest, but then when I lived in LA for 16 years, I started to get a bit of the Southern Cali dude, hey, kind of valley accent a little.
Super laid back.
Yeah.
Jim is the most laid back.
He is not.
All right. Sorry, we're rambling. Dude, congratulations on
Thank you so much.
the successful first day launch. But to my viewers, I don't just have anybody on the show. Yes, Jim is a friend, so of course I'm going to leverage my platform. But I strongly recommend it because it's not like I'm having every single friend on here every single week. This is special.
Right.
Please check out Arachnid Enforcer. And Jim, I will see you this weekend, and we'll figure out what the next trashy thing we'll do is.
Hell yeah. Trash Movie Bonanza. And I'm looking forward to seeing you, buddy. And Gene, great meeting you.
It
You
was
guys have
really
a great
great
show.
meeting you.
Awesome.
Thanks, Jim. Take
Thanks,
care.
Chris. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, I think that Rob is right. Everybody does have some kind of accent. Dude, is it just the lighting or is it the way I did my hair? Do I look a little like Chris Hemsworth tonight? Like Chris Hemsworth in Ghostbusters, the one with all the girls, right? Just a little? Okay, I thought I did for a minute. That was awesome to have Jim stop by. Thank you, everybody, for all these kind words. Look at that. People love Jim. He's just such a nice guy.
He's so nice. I love when
Thank
he's
you.
on your stream. Like you can tell like the two of you together, you know, you just have a flow.
It's getting better too, because the one thing I do that's not good is I host a show by myself all the time. So I'm used to feeling quiet.
Right.
And I don't want to talk over Jim because he's legit like one of the funniest guys I know.
Yeah.
And I'm trying like every
You gotta
episode to like pull myself back.
Catch those little dry moments.
Yes. Hemsworth, Piers, separated birth. I mean, we have the same first name, so it is possible.
Probably. Let's
Yeah.
ask Mom.
Yeah. Did you give birth to Chris Hemsworth? Crims Hemsworth. What other thing is it that you got me at this Oddities Expo before we do the news?
Yeah, it's you've always been a big fan of Weird Al Yankovic, so I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Amish Paradise. That's so cool. You know, my friend Mark Engler got to do one of his tour posters once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Mark is like a huge fan.
I feel
this is great. Thank you.
You know, I work
great.
10 hours, so my brain isn't at its top. You know.
That's why I have Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I have water.
Smart.
Can you just help me out with Jason Bateman and Will Arnett and Sean Hayes?
Smartless.
Yes, thank you. So, you know, Smartless podcasts, I'm sure a lot of you guys do, how they have Sean's sister Tracy, they explain things to me. So I feel like you're going to have to do that tonight. Yeah, like a little bit things like for Jean instead of for Tracy will explain things to me that I might not know.
That's probably true.
You know.
So tell you what, let's get into news. And if you feel that there's a lull or you don't have like anything to add, you can bring one of your surprise items. Okay. If you when you feel that it's right.
Okay.
And folks, without any further ado, let's go to the news.
We're sitting on top of the story of the century here.
Put an ad on the front page. Cash money for a picture of Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
Hi guys, this is April O'Neil from Channel 6 News, and I am here in beautiful New York City.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. I feel like I'm a news anchor tonight. You're my co-anchor. We've got a desk where there's two of us. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Ron Burgundy. Here, scooch over here a little and I'll get over this way so that we're centered better. We got news, folks. Once again, nailing it with a thumbnail wearing the same thing that I'm wearing in the thumbnail.
But I wasn't included
because
I was still working.
Yet. You're not a selling point yet. After this episode gets 10,000 views in a week,
come on, guys.
You're the selling point.
Let's get it.
All right, sister.
Pumping.
All right, here we go. Let's see. First up, Jeannie, there was a scammer at a Comic-Con recent.
I hate scammers.
What kind of scammers do you know about? You said you hate them.
I just hate all of them. I want to throat punch them.
All right, here we go. So specifically, this is Preston Comic-Con over in Marioud, England. Pip. They posted a warning about a suspected scammer. We have to say that. Alleged scammer. Named Jasmine Phelps. They posted this image, so I'm passing that on.
She's gorgeous.
We're not going to body shame anybody, okay? So you can say that, but you better not be sarcastic. The scam involved this. This person would literally physically go up to the vendors at the Comic-Cons and say, hey, I'm here to collect the fee for your booth. And some of them did it.
Yeah.
They didn't question it. Folks, you got to be skeptical. The Exeter Comic-Con is going to happen this week, also in England. And Jasmine Phelps, that name, has posted to their page saying that vendors can pay her directly. So it's pretty brazen stuff. Finally, I'm just going to put this out there. If you're at a convention, like you've got like Artist Alley booth, you're a vendor, an exhibitor, anything like that, don't pay someone unless they can verify their credentials. And if you can, pay with something like a credit card, because you can always reverse dispute the charge, right? If you just pay them in cash, it's done.
I'm surprised there's not like a, on the form where you directly pay them.
There probably is.
And they just thought they needed to pay again.
Yeah, because if you went up and did this to somebody and they were like, I already paid, and they'd be like, yeah, I'm just messing with you. What do you have for sale? You know what I mean? Like you could just, it's all about social engineering.
Yeah.
It's social engineering is what they call that.
I feel like conventions can attract a lot of different types of scammers too.
I'm surprised sometimes that I don't see more. This was just one that came up this week. I thought I'd put it out on people's radar so that stuff like this may be not as easy to scam people in the future. Anyway,
Yeah.
we've got more news. That wasn't the only
wasn't
item.
it?
No, that wasn't it.
Gosh.
Jeannie, look at that. How cool are those?
Those are large.
They are large. Absolute Batman is large. Absolute Batman is swole. And there are some Absolute Batman action figures in the works.
Getting the gains.
Let's see. I thought you always pay your fee before having a table. So EJ, I would say that is typically correct, but not every. I think that that's true for medium and large conventions, and smaller conventions, a little looser. Yes, he's an absolute unit. He's 6'9". All right, what are the actual news items with this? So, Wonderfest. That's a convention that takes place twice a year in Japan. It also takes place in China. And it's a convention where they show prototypes for upcoming action figures.
Oh.
That's pretty niche.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Just prototypes.
Not even like the stuff that's for sale. Like it's stuff that will probably be for sale.
So do like buyers go there to like check out?
And
stuff?
nerds that just love like models and action figures and like resin, kits and things like that.
Right.
So anyway, that's where these came from.
My friend just got a 3D printer and made a pumpkin. Do you think he could go?
I would say I'd have to see the pumpkin. Is it as detailed as these?
I mean, I guess it depends on your eye.
Do you really think that there are people wandering around the streets of like Tokyo going like,
he didn't even make the file.
Pumpkin daisuki desu. All right. So anyway, last week in Shanghai, they had one of these events and it featured if you look at it closely, two different designs for Absolute Batman, two different manufacturers.
Yes, one his hands are going like this and one they're going like this.
Well, yeah, but even if you look at the details, like this one is a little more rigid on like the chest piece, and this one's like
true.
On the right is very much like how the artist Nick Dragotta draws him. This one has more spikes. Exactly right. In fact, I don't love that. If this cropped it off, but like his arm here has spikes, and I'm like, Batman's still a hero. How's he supposed to like save a kid from a burning building? And like he's like,
oh, sorry,
yeah,
punctured you.
Yeah, here, Mom. Here's your kid back. He won't burn to death, but he will bleed to death if you don't get him to a hospital in the next 10 minutes.
Oh, we could patch him up.
Yeah. They're both at the 12-inch scale. So these are like, the kind of things that go for $200 to $300.
Barbie size?
Mom. My mom just walked by us and like got our attention by going, Mom. She's very funny. Everybody wants to be on my show. Anyway, the one on the left is by a company called InArt. The one on the right, LPZZ, both Chinese manufacturers. I'll be honest, I love the detail on this, but for actual authenticity of the character, this one on the right is for me. I would get that if that's posable.
Is this supposed to be his cape? Or,
mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought it was octopus tentacles.
So the absolute DC universe is sort of like starting fresh, right? It's
right.
Like they're still doing Batman. Okay, you've seen some of that.
Talk about it.
Absolute Batman is not a billionaire like Bruce Wayne. He is just a simple engineer. So he has tons of gadgets. His outfit is a weapon. And specifically like these, his cape, he can make it go rigid like bat wings. Some bats actually walk on the tips of their wings like feet.
Right.
And he can do stuff like that to like quickly launch himself above somebody or like grab them and like yank them in.
Okay. So
yeah, it's really, really cool. I don't know. I like it. So I can see an octopus cape. Yes, I agree. It
was just a quick glance, and that's what I saw.
I just think it looks cool. We'll see what happens if any of them actually make it to stores. Oh, that's interesting. Leonardo says they also had some cool Hellboy figures there. I didn't see that. Darn. I love Hellboy.
Do you think the new Taylor Swift song "Wood" was written about that Batman?
Would? It's called Would? As in, would he beat up a little kid? Yes, he would.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right. DC is offering prizes for filling out their brackets here. This is a list of superheroes and supervillains that are all going to fight.
Neat name like March Madness? Do they have like?
It's called DCKO, which sounds like knockout, right?
It does.
It stands for King Omega, because whoever wins this tournament is going to get the powers of the other superheroes and be able to fight the King Omega version of Darkseid. Do you have any idea who Darkseid is?
No. I feel like I totally feel like I've heard that.
You didn't watch like the Justice League movie, right? Or did you?
I think I did.
It wasn't that good in my opinion, but the big bad behind everything that was like telling Steppenwolf what to do was this guy called Darkseid.
Okay.
He was created by Jack Kirby, and he's definitely the basis of like, Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos was intentionally sort of a knockoff of Darkseid that you could argue became more popular.
Okay.
Anyway, but he's like that. He's a dark god.
Well, see, that's another Tracy moment that you need to explain to me.
See, I just explained it to her. Somebody says, no DCKO. This is fun having G. I like explaining this stuff, so this is fun. He was on Super Friends. That's true. So Super Friends, like I want to say the 80s version. So it was on Saturday mornings. It did have Darkseid. But yeah, Jeannie's cat is here.
Let's introduce Richard Robert.
Here. There's Ricky Bobby.
Here he is. Look up.
Do you want to say hey to anybody?
Look at how cute he is.
Ricky Bobby, believe it or not, is 19 years old.
He's 19, and sadly, he's not long for this world, but we're keeping him as comfortable as we can for as long as we can.
19 is really impressive. He's a happy boy, though. He's loving and happy.
The best boy. He's the Winnie the Pooh of cats. He's big and orange and loves food and everyone. He wants to be everyone's friend, and he gives kisses like a dog.
I'm getting kisses. Yeah, no, Ricky is awesome.
Yes, Shake and Bake. Ricky's full name is Talladega Nights Ricky Bobby, and his litter mate was Shake and Bake Cal.
Yep. How many pets did you have at one time? Because you're down to just Ricky.
The most I had at one time was I had 8 cats and 2 dogs. And I had foster puppies at the same time. So I had more technically at the same time. Yeah. Now I only have 1.
All right.
And it's terrible.
We are here to talk about comics. Thank you for sharing.
Your chat loves cats.
They do. They love animals.
Whenever Milo would come on, they got excited. And whenever Jack talks, they get excited.
I love it.
So I'm sure they're happy to see Richard Robert in all his glory.
That's why I highlighted him.
Do you have a deal yet for?
Oh yeah. My few thousand viewers, Mountain Dew is like, have some. Well, they probably could be, because like, what's this cost them? Like 5 cents, if that, to make? Whatever. You're keeping me from the news, lady.
Sorry.
All right. So DC has shown us 32 heroes here. I'm going to make this bigger for you and I here on the screen so that we can see some of this a little better. Now, this week, they announced that you can enter your choices to win actual prizes. They're already going to have them fight in a comic, but you could guess who's going to win each sort of round.
I wonder what the prizes are going to be.
Well, it's interesting that you'd mention that. DC says fans who enter in rounds 2, 3, 4, or 5 are eligible for exciting prizes. Their words, not mine, including an original sketch. That is exciting. Signed variant covers, digital DC collectible comics, and a free year of DC Universe Infinite, where you can read digital comics. There's also a grand prize of getting drawn into a comic. That would be fun.
You would like that.
Everybody would like that.
So are you doing this then?
Absolutely, I'm doing this. Absolutely.
Are you keeping your choices?
No, secret? Because with how many people are going to join, they're probably going to have a lot of correct answers, and then it'll probably be drawn randomly, I think.
Okay.
But I wanted to put this out for people. The contest lasts through February 24th, because this is a 5-issue monthly series. Round 1 ends October 7th in the morning. What's that? Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow morning. It's open to U.S. and Washington, D.C. residents 18 and over. How does somebody join? What an interesting question. There's your,
Good
there.
job.
dckobracket.dc.com. So you don't have to go all the way to the end yet. Get it? Like, you can just do, like, right now, round 1, and there's no prize for round 1, but there'll be prizes for round 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
So you could, like, enter, you just create a simple account, and you might win.
So if you get them wrong, though, you get knocked out?
You can re-enter the next round, but I think you get more points or something.
Does this cost money to
No,
enter?
it's free. It's
Okay.
free. Why are the US and DC mentioned separately? Because technically, I think that they had it written as US states, and I just wanted to make it clear, since the District of Columbia is not a state.
Well,
I didn't see any specification for, like, say, Guam or Puerto Rico or things like that. You'd have to read the fine print yourself.
Sorry, he doesn't care.
Anyway, I'm just curious. If I expand this, since it's, whoops, there's no money on the table here. I just totally closed the document. But I'm curious about some of your choices. So let me pull the news back up. Where were we on item? We're only on item 4. We gotta get this thing going. I'll pull it back up. It's like I know what I'm doing. It's kind of hot in here. Where's the water? Didn't you have anything that you could show the audience?
I know.
Oh.
Maybe I should find something.
Oh my God. What's happening? It's all falling apart.
Picture of my brother and I at Mr. Loomis's house building toys, like little elves.
Oh yeah, Mr. Loomis was the guy that made, like, wooden toys in town.
Wooden toys.
That's a blast from the past. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see these somewhat. Like, I'll just go to this one, Jeannie. In the top right, this says Wonder Woman and Starro. Who do you think is going to?
I'm going to choose Wonder Woman. I'm always going to choose Wonder Woman. I used to read Wonder Woman comic books, so sorry.
She did.
Jeannie. It may sound.
Oh yeah, my mom just has one of
Mr. Loomis's toys.
My mom is inserting herself by showing. Thank you for watching, Mom. There you go. That is an example of the wooden toys that, like, Mr. Loomis made, and there was a Jeannie showing a picture of us as little kids. Yeah, simple, but that is cute. I love these things. Like, he would make trains that had magnets on the back, and so you could, like, click, 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 put together, like, all the carts.
And he had in this picture, you can see the little tiny tools that we're using. Like, it's like little saws that are tiny.
We it wasn't that we couldn't afford it, but, like, our parents were intentionally, like, socking away money for us to go to college. So, like, we didn't have cable TV or, like, a Nintendo until, like, the last year it was out or something, basically.
Probably, yeah.
So, like, we didn't have some of these things, and that's fine. They would emphasize, like, healthy cereals. We didn't eat sugar cereals.
We could only have them in the summertime.
Like, a little bit.
They were
and then, like,
special treat.
They'd get us, like, blocks and simple, like, things that you would, like, make and, like, have us read a lot of books and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Imagination
Over
plastic.
Yeah. Hey, it's Randy. Thank you, Randy. Go, Mr. Loomis. That rules. College, yuck. Yeah, these inspired me. Like, I was like, yeah, these are cool, but in about, like, 45 years, I think I want to just, like, give it all up and sell some of these real things. No, that's Mom's. I wouldn't take it from her. All right, back to the news. Like, just real quick, like, let's choose another one. who would win between Vixen, who can use the powers of any animal, and Swamp Thing, who basically like is all vegetation?
I choose Vixen because I'm an animal person.
Yeah, you got to speak up, but yeah.
Oh, sorry. I would choose Vixen.
There you go. I already did my round 1 picks. I chose Superman to beat Cheetah, Power Girl to beat Captain Atom, because I thought maybe it would be interesting down the road to have Superman and Power Girl fight. I had Guy Gardner beat Firestorm because he's in a movie right now, so they're probably going to promote him. What's this one? Cheetah to beat Jay Garrick because I thought that there would be some upsets. So like Cheetah was like the Wonder Woman enemy.
I don't know who.
Jay Garrick is the original Flash from like 1940.
Okay.
I don't need to do them all. But like I would be very curious to see if anyone thinks that King Shark is going to beat Aquaman or something. Like that would be crazy, right?
Yeah, because Aquaman can talk to all the fishes.
Swamp Thing is an actual god, and Soups ain't immune to magic. So, well, here's the thing. I look at this, and I think ultimately it's either going to be Superman or, in an upset, Lex Luthor. Like that's who I see going up against Darkseid ultimately for a story. So
Lex Luthor's in one of those?
Yeah, he's down here. Lex Luthor fights Black Lightning. I don't know, maybe he uses like super racism to beat him or something like I know. Well, he's a bad guy. He's allowed to do that. I don't have to like him for it.
I hope you don't.
I don't. All right, we're going to keep moving forward. DC has teamed up with AEW, your favorite pro wrestling promotion.
It's the top for me.
Who's your favorite AEW wrestler? I mean, you've got several of them in this image there. Who's your favorite?
I think it's that one.
And what's his name?
Shirt Ripper.
Shirt Ripper. Shirt Ripper, the wrestler. That's a good gimmick. It's you tried. All right, so
I'm not the creative one here.
Yes, you are. 10 AEW wrestlers are going to be teaming up with the Justice League for a 2-issue comic. We've got Mercedes Moné. I think she's up here. Will Ospreay, Darby Allin. He's from the Seattle area. He's a local.
Oh, well, then, do you know him?
Yeah, it's just, we have coffee. Him, and West Coast Avengers. We're always hanging out.
Seattle guys, the love of your coffee.
We do love our coffee. That actually is true. We've also got John Moxley. He's popular. Swerve Strickland is also a Tacoma resident. He's from Tacoma. Whose house? Swerve's house.
Right.
Hangman Adam Page, Timeless, Tony Storm, Willow Nightingale, Orange Cassidy, and Kenny Omega. He was pretty cool when he was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I know you know that. They're all going to help the Justice League recover, quote, the big galactic belt and prevent a cosmic catastrophe. This sounds pretty serious. Is it a good idea to have them have such a big cosmic story at the same time that they're doing that DC KO story against Darkseid? It seems like they're both equally important.
Totally.
Darkseid or the big cosmic belt.
Right. And let's get pro wrestlers to help us with one of them.
Mm-hmm. Swerve Strickland versus Lex Luthor. I give it to Swerve. Yeah, this is corporate synergy, like Kevin Street says. Basically, what's happening here is, well, first I'll just say who it's by. I want to give credit. Steve Orlando, who I will just point out, he's a current writer. I like his writing generally. He's pretty good. Illustrated by a guy named Travis Mercer. Gotta admit, not familiar. Cover here by Lucas Mayer. Also not familiar, but I think it looks good. I think it's a big miss that they couldn't get Daniel Warren Johnson to do this. Daniel Warren Johnson, super popular artist, did the comic Duo Powerbomb, big AEW fan. It just seems like a huge miss. Huge miss. Comics and wrestling are the same thing. It feels natural. John Cena versus Peacemaker. John Cena's not in AEW, but otherwise that's a great idea to have like
But
him.
he's from Massachusetts, so.
I never have seen him here.
Yeah, true.
It's a good joke, right?
He was at my friend's wedding.
You should have asked him if he wanted to dance.
Yeah, maybe he would have done that dance.
So, both DC and AEW, get this, Gene, they're both owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. That might just
I
be
almost
why
did
they're-
a spit take on your comics.
I would have been a little mad and a little amused. So, which would win? I don't know. Anyway, DC is going to sponsor AEW's pay-per-view in November, which is like, isn't that the company just paying itself?
Don't people pay for pay-per-view so that
Thank you,
don't
Dumpster
have
Daddy.
to have
Uh,
a sponsor?
Yeah, I know. You're right. Like, technically, I think it pays for itself with just the ticket sales because they sell out like a full
Why?
arena, and then they sell it on TV.
To make
And
a profit.
yeah, like, why do you need a sponsor anymore?
Right.
Like, if it was a TV show, you're like, okay, Snickers is bringing me AEW on Wednesday or whatever.
American greed.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. That is kind of weird.
Yeah,
That's a good observation.
thanks. That's what I'm here for.
You really are quite clever, despite what people say. Do you remember what superhero movie that's from?
No.
It was Alfred saying it to Batman in, I think, the first 1989 Batman.
Oh,
You really
my
are.
favorite.
It might have been the second one. It might have been Batman Returns.
Vicky Vale.
How did they not bring
Vale.
Vicky Vale back for
I
the second
know,
one?
right?
It was weird. Not that Catwoman wasn't awesome, actually.
True.
Iconic.
Yeah.
But it was weird to like introduce a character so big and then just be like,
yeah, why not
she's
have
gone.
both of them and have, love
Right.
triangle?
There, and I love Danny DeVito, and Penguin is weird, but cut him out. Maybe keep Chris Rock and Max Schreck because he's just sort of a weirdo in the background.
But if there was no Penguin, then there would be no Pee-wee in the movie.
Oh, Paul Rubens wouldn't have had a role because he played Penguin's dad. She knows a little bit of comic trivia.
I do.
That's pretty impressive.
Maybe I should
No,
add
it is not
that
the
to
same
my-
Pasta Jensen. Wait, Gene should keep having to answer superhero trivia. Gene does put together a trivia night to raise money for her church. What, like once a month or something?
No,
like that?
I would not be able to do it once a month.
Oh, but you do.
We're trying to do 3 or 4 a year. So
That's impressive.
almost quarterly.
Yeah, and it seems like you get a big turnout and have like a lot of fun.
People love it. Yeah, we're
People
having
love
one
trivia nights.
in a couple weeks on the 18th.
I kind of wish I could be here for something like
Chris wouldn't agree to be here.
that. It's not bad. It's expensive. I'm on the other side of the country. Didn't you have a piece of trivia for tonight from the audience?
No, you said it wasn't good.
Oh no, I wasn't trying to discourage you. I didn't know what. Never mind. All right, we're gonna move on to more news. Did you know that DC comic books are literally available on newsstands at like Target and grocery stores and stuff right now?
No, I haven't seen them.
Yeah, DC did not like promote this at all. This is so weird. There's a company called McClatchy Media Company, and they're the people that specialize in making a lot of those one-off magazines that you'll see at checkout lanes and stuff like that, or just, if you're in Walmart or Target, sometimes there's just these like specialty magazines, like, the history of Princess Di, and you're just like, okay, well, this is what they do.
Chris always buys those.
I can't get enough. I mean, her name was Di, and that's what she did. It's perfect. She really thought of a good name for herself. What's the deal?
She didn't name herself.
I know. Well, anyway, they print like 29 daily newspapers. So like they're a huge company. Okay. They're a big company. So I just wanted to set that up because they're the ones making this.
I did see the DC Comics at Circle K up in New Hampshire.
And that's DC. They started putting like issue number 1s for like $1 or $2 at like Circle K, like you just said. Dollar Tree still have them at.
Oh, okay.
Certain co-op grocery stores.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like that stuff. Anyway, as of last week, McClatchy, not DC, so they've licensed it basically. They began publishing Batman, a $14.99 magazine that reprints 3 Batman comics for each issue.
Okay. So
It's a decent price.
a little thicker.
Yeah, it's pretty thick.
Okay.
It's pretty thick. Here's what it includes. Batman #1 by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. That was somewhere around 2016 or something like that. Maybe even older now that I think of it. Batman #1 by Tom King and David Finch. Just a reboot, but same continuity. And a pretty famous comic, Batman The Long Halloween #1 by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. The cover here is by a guy I like, Dan Mora. But I don't know, I get what they're going for here. These are #1 issues, right?
Okay.
So they are all decent entry points to Batman.
Right.
But you're not going to get the full story. And none of these are connected other than just being Batman stories. Don't you feel like that would in a way be unsatisfying? Or am I being nitpicky?
Yeah, because I'd be worried that, the average kid, they might go to a Circle K or Dollar Tree or whatever, but they won't know how to then go find a comic book store in their area. If it's not in their biking area or whatever, I don't think kids go around places as much as when we were.
It might interest you in comics, but it's not like you can go back to that same place to get a third issue of that thing.
Right.
Right. This is just introducing them to comics, but it's but that's what books like, Guts and Smile and Dogman and manga do. They interest kids these days in comics, or they just see Spider-Man in a movie.
Right. I feel like when you started reading comic books, it's because it was at Tedeschi's or whatever, and then you could go back the next week and use your newspaper money and buy another one. And
in a way, that's what I did, because I didn't know as a kid that it was monthly. But I'd go back and I'd be like, oh, okay, there's not a new Spider-Man, so now I'm going to try Iron Man and Batman, because it's I didn't get that before. And then finally one week I'm like, oh, now there's the new issue of Spider-Man. You figured it out.
You have eventually. Your 2 and you look at the date.
Yeah. Marvel DC does wish they had the sales of Dave Pilkey. Yeah, he's the guy that does Dogman and Catman and stuff like that. That stuff sells millions of copies.
Oh, okay.
You've at least seen those books, right? You've never noticed that? Oh, okay. You do know how to read though, right? You had to get this job?
Yeah, I mean, I mostly just read charts, but
is it in English?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you know how to read.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi.
Hey, kitty.
Where'd you go?
Sorry, we had a tiny meow.
Oh, he's right underneath you. That's why.
You moved your feet. Surprised him. Jeannie, this is sort of the big news of the week. It was picked up by a lot of places. Superman, Spider-Man, going to come together. You certainly know those characters, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. So here's the thing. Last week, it was a rumor by a professional, Rob Liefeld. But this week, Marvel and DC confirmed they're going to make 2 Superman, Spider-Man crossover books, one published by each. So 2 separate stories in 2026.
Cool.
I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to know anything other than what you know culturally for something like this. Here's the thing. Next year will be the 50th anniversary of the first time Marvel and DC teamed up to do a superhero crossover, which was Superman, Spider-Man.
Just when you were a wee baby.
I was just a baby. Just a wee baby. Did you know their first?
I wasn't born yet.
But their first collaboration, Marvel and DC, was Wizard of Oz, an adaptation of the movie. One of your favorites.
One of my favorites. Look, I'm wearing emerald green. Don't I look like I belong in Emerald City?
Let's sing together a Wicked song. Give me a Wicked song and we'll sing it together. Give me any Wicked song. Give me a title first.
Popular.
We're going to sing Popular. No. Ready?
You sing it.
Popular. I'm gonna be a lot of popular with the crowd.
Are we seeing Kristen Wiig and Fred Armisen?
Basically. Yeah, I was just stealing a bit. That was our duet. Anyway, yeah. Tell you what, I'll take a break because this is interesting. 50 years ago, 1976, Marvel somehow beat all the other companies that wanted to.
50 years ago was 1975.
Okay.
Next year will be. Okay.
Sorry. Yes, you're right. But anyway, both Marvel and DC and even some other publishers out there wanted to make that year a comic book adaptation of Wizard of Oz. Don't know why. I mean, the movie was like, what, 36, 39 years old, somewhere around there, right?
It was more than that. I think it was made in 1932.
Was it that early? Okay.
I think so. I know
Somehow,
some trivia.
True. 76, Marvel was still relatively new. They'd sort of started like 61 with their superhero stuff that we know today. But anyway, they got the rights. But they got word that DC Comics was thinking, since they didn't get the rights, but the books were in the public domain, DC was planning on doing their own Wizard of Oz comic. And Marvel was like, well, we may have the likeness rights and everything for the movie, but if another company puts out a Wizard of Oz book at the same time, that's definitely going to like hurt us. So they ended up reaching out to DC. And even though it's all Marvel talent that made the Wizard of Oz book,
yeah,
they co-published it.
Oh, wow.
And it was a huge bomb and nobody made any money. So that's why you never hear about it. That's why you never hear about it. I would let Jeannie do this if she enjoys this.
1978 was a good year. That's when I was born.
You're giving too much away. 1939. So I usually trust my chat to look it up. Okay, yeah. Several people telling me 1939. So 76. So yeah, I was close. It was like about 35, 36 years or so. Yeah, give or take. Anyway. Back to this collaboration. DC is going to publish Superman, Spider-Man in March. Then Marvel will publish Spider-Man, Superman in April. No creative teams announced yet, but I'm sure there's going to be a billion variant covers, maybe some backup stories. Either way, I'm sure that this coming weekend at New York Comic Con, that'll probably be some of the big news that they'll each share, I would think.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Although, I mean, like when they did this first one, you're like, well, they're both super popular, but how would Spider-Man realistically go up against somebody as powerful as Superman? And they had to kind of like weaken Superman with radiation that also made Spider-Man a little stronger. It's a little weird.
I'm going to see if I can find a picture of you as Spider-Man.
Oh, that's true. I did dress up as Spider-Man as a little kid, didn't I? You look through that. I'm going to keep going with the news.
Yeah.
Marvel is also teaming up with Mass Appeal Records. How many Mass Appeal records do you have in your collection at this point?
0.
0?
I don't know.
Racist.
I don't know what it means.
I'll tell you. So, first of all, this is a limited comic series featuring rappers.
Wow, are you a real rapper?
The Scientology of Chris is in effect. Wait, Scientology is real, isn't it? I was trying to make up a fake word. Like Scientology.
I don't think you want to be associated with that.
Never mind. That failed. All right. So anyway, a bunch of rappers that are signed to Mass Appeal are going to be published by Marvel Comics. Nas, DJ Premier, Ghostface Killah, Mobb Deep, Raekwon, Big L, De La Soul, and Slick Rick. We're going back. Slick Rick was like, was he performing in the late 70s? I think he was. Yeah. Anyway, they're all going to be featured. Brandon Thomas is writing, Sanford Green drawing. Obviously, you guys know I only discovered Bitterroot somewhat recently. Oh my God, am I in love with Sanford Green artwork. He's fantastic. Fantastic. Those are some huge names. This definitely appeals to a certain market. I totally get it. It's fun. Sanford Green is so damn good. Sanford is the man. Love Sanford Green. Yeah, I think he's poised to blow up even bigger. especially if they ever adapt Bitterroot into something else. Bitterroot is sort of like a black family that throughout the ages, they have the special supernatural knowledge on how to fight certain monsters. So they quietly, and they're dealing, of course, with all sorts of, their own cultural issues, like, say, even in the 70s or something like that. It's not like they have the same opportunities that maybe they do today, which still aren't equivalent to everybody else, but they're still they are the people, this family that protects the world. It's awesome. There's like a granny that knows how to make certain potions and stuff like that. There's
Is there some voodoo in there then?
A little, in a way, but it's more like it's all a new sort of fictional lore. It's great. Cool. It's really, really cool. Did you see the movie Sinners?
Yeah, I did.
It's got that kind of a vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. It mixes together both like some interesting, like real cultural observances, and funny and interesting characters with like badass, like more serious than Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but almost that kind of like deep lore of supernatural creatures.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. Love the 60s vibe of the room. This is my mom's house. Bitterroot is great, but it's based on hoodoo, not voodoo. Those are two very different things. Thank you for the clarification, Beowulf. Thank you. Okay, so I could be wrong, but I believe hoodoo has more cultural roots in Africa, and voodoo is definitely something that's more like Caribbean.
And hoodoo knows the man.
What's that from?
The song.
I don't know that song.
You reminded me of the man. What man?
Yeah, De La Soul. Anyway, Mass Appeal is going to take over Whatnot's live shopping stage at New York Comic Con on the 10th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Just telling you that because it's a place where you could get a variant cover for issue 1. So if you like this, you might want to check out Whatnot to get that.
See, someone else knows what song.
Who do you voodoo? Okay.
It's from The Labyrinth when.
Oh, that song.
Yes, you remind me of the man. What man? Man.
You remind me of the babe.
What babe? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
You know.
I love David Bowie. Sorry that I didn't get it right away. I didn't know you were talking about Bowie. So, all right. What do you have here? That's me, supposedly.
Look at how.
It's, yeah, it only goes so deep. There you go.
Hey. Chris is a good artist, even when he was a baby.
So, hoodoo is largely from the East Coast southern states, and voodoo is largely from the Gulf Coast states.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Let's dance. Put on your red suit and dance. Let's sway. I'm afraid of Americans.
He had heterochromia.
Yeah, 2 different colored eyes. And it looked extra different because he got hit in the eye when he was young, so his iris was constantly like fully
it was,
open.
Dilated, yeah.
I was pretty once. Man, I need to rewatch Labyrinth. I didn't think it's
So
an excellent movie, but I do think
it's
that
a great movie of our childhood, though.
I think that Bowie's absolutely electric in it, and I think that the puppets are fantastic.
Jim Henson was a genius.
I love this too. I always have a good time hanging out with my sister. Look, as the older brother, it's true. Like, I would make Jeannie do the things I like to do a little bit more than I would do the things she liked to do. That is true.
Yeah,
but I always have a good time with my sister. I was the baby,
so...
We went to the comic book store. We went to see a horror movie. Like, guess what? You're watching Evil Dead 2.
You're not touching my Transformers, but look at them.
You can look at them because they're cool.
Tell me how awesome they are and what a great setup I made.
Don't
touch them.
If I had something you really liked, you borrowed it. Like, that Salt and Pepper album lived in your room. That was mine. I bought it with my money. You had it all the time.
I don't remember that.
Okay.
I'm talking about toys.
Hoodoo was played by Charles Nelson Riley. All right.
More.
I feel like the story is not that deep but I like it. I
It's
like
pretty
it.
creepy.
Yeah. Where was I? I was talking about news, right?
Yes.
All right.
You're right there.
All right. We did this news. We're going to do another piece of news.
More?
Marvel has joined GlobalComix. Maybe you've heard me talk about this in the news before, GlobalComix.
I think so. Is that online?
Yep.
Stuff? Okay. Yep.
Good job. This week, GlobalComix announced that you can read, quote unquote, hundreds, which to me sounds kind of small for
Yeah.
Marvel, but hundreds.
I think I have 100 in that, like several hundred in that book.
You already own several hundred.
Yeah. So I would want at least
tens of
thousands.
thousands.
Yes.
Anyway, I guess they got to start somewhere.
Okay.
But hundreds of Marvel comics digitally beginning October 15th.
Okay.
Here's why this is a little interesting. First of all, I'll just point out you do have to have a gold membership to access the back issues, which is $6.99 a month or $69 for the year. It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
Oh, yeah. Save $14.
Hey, Stepan. And Steven's here. Got my Baja Blast specifically tonight, Steven. Thank you. Maybe I'll see some of you all at New York Comic Con. I know that's better for you. Anyway, you're gonna also be able, without the membership, I guess, to buy you can buy the digital versions of the Marvel comics the same day and date that you could buy them in the store. There used to be a window for a lot of digital comics.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing. It's like, obviously you want to be able to read them right away, however you want to read them.
Yeah.
But you could understand how like comic book stores, which are like the biggest partner for these publishers, probably wouldn't love that, right?
No. Yeah, because just like most brick and mortar things, they're gonna go out of business if people don't go there and buy things.
I know.
I always try and get Christmas presents at local shops before I do anything online. Obviously for you, because you live on the other side of the country, yeah, online makes the most sense. But
I get, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I hate that for the small businesses.
It's like I can respect. I like the format of, say, webtoons where you just scroll. They're intentionally designed for the digital format initially, and it's an interesting way of doing composition and layout. You scroll because it's designed for the screen.
Okay.
As far as buying just like a digital version of, say, the newest issue of Batman,
it's just going to be like scans of the pages.
It's the same art that gets sent to the publisher or the printer.
But would you be able to see like a double page at the same time? You know?
You've got options with the reader in GlobalComix. You could see a double page. You could zoom in on one panel at a time. It's up to you how you want to read it.
Okay.
I get why some people would do it. Say I lived, maybe I moved to Taiwan. Mm-hmm. It's not as easy for me to just go to a comic book store and buy this, right?
Right.
But if I could buy the digital version, I could keep up with things that I love. Or maybe I live in a really small apartment in New York City for my job. And I can't be like just stacking these comics. So I get why some people like that version.
Totally.
But when you make it available the same day, you're really going to piss off, in my opinion, the retailers. Thank you for the support, John. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And you're getting support for what you're saying about the brick and mortar stores and how they have to compete. Yeah. We'll see.
Do you think you'll go to New England Comics tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Tuesday, so probably not. Maybe Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, could be fun. That's the only one left, you know.
That the Quincy one?
Yeah, that's the only New England Comics left.
Yeah.
All the others have closed. This is interesting in that it's clearly not an exclusive partnership that Marvel is doing with GlobalComix, because I looked it up. You can still read Marvel Comics digitally on their own app, and pretty soon you can with this new service called Neon Ichiban that's brokered a lot of deals with different publishers.
Okay.
And they just announced, this was pretty big news, it was technically above Marvel, Disney and Webtoon brokered a deal together, and they're bringing Marvel Comics to that format. They're going to redo it so that, you know, like each of these panels is scrollable. You just scroll up as you read it instead of reading it like, you know, So it's just interesting to me that like they're putting themselves in all these different digital markets.
Brockton NEC still exists, so you were wrong.
Oh, it does? Oh, that's really cool to know. Okay.
I still think Quincy is closest to Situate.
Because a couple of the NECs that were still around basically sold themselves to the store manager recently. And I thought that Brockton was one of them, but maybe I'm thinking of just the Cambridge one.
Is Doreen still there?
Doreen is still, I think, at the Quincy one. Did you know that she's the basis for the superhero Squirrel Girl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've got 10,000 comics now. And if they were all digital, I'd have another spare room in my house.
True.
Yeah, you know, I love my comics, right?
You gave away, well, didn't give away, but
I sold it
you
dirt
sold, cheap. Yeah. You feel like you gave it away. Your entire collection. Did you keep any like sentimental
I kept
ones?
Exactly. I kept it. It's like the Tick or the stuff that I worked on with friends like Walking Dead and Invincible.
Right.
But I don't think I kept like some of the ones that I wish I kept that I really do love, like Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe.
I kept all of my comic books. There they are.
Do you want to just show people what you've got?
I don't even know what's in here.
Jeannie has all of her comic collection, folks.
This is it in my Girl Scout cookie box. That's how old it is.
I had some of these. The Marvel Holiday Special. And you've got them in bags.
Yeah,
I
they're
must
not
have done that.
Sealed. No, I
okay.
did them.
Okay.
But like, I don't know that they're well preserved. But
folks, Superman has come back to life. That's what the whites. Look at this. This is fun. Oh my God, this is so gross. Like this like what got on this cover? It was not the comic, but the bag.
It was in the attic, so who knows?
The comic is okay, actually. Justice League Europe.
We'll change that bag out.
You've got a bunch of Justice League Europe.
Yeah, I
Barbie.
I read
Yeah, you read Justice League Europe
League for a while.
Look at all these.
Oh, I didn't know I had a Barbie one.
We'll just. Oh, I didn't realize this. Look, Jeannie was into some of the Justice League stuff in the 90s. Justice League Task Force.
Here's some of my Wonder Womans.
Oh, that's cool. Look, Jeannie has the first Wonder Woman by George Perez. Oh my God, Jeannie, that one is like probably the most valuable out of this collection. Yeah. That one's pretty cool.
A Disney comic.
That is so cool. Wow, you were getting this all the way up into like the number 90s when Brian Bolland was doing the covers.
Justice League America ones.
Show
You show the good ones. I don't know which ones are good.
Yeah, this was like the era of like Death of Superman and stuff like that. These are Justice League. Oh, you have both Justice League America and Justice League International. So you were reading a bunch of the Justice League stuff at one point.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is kind of cool too. Black Canary by Trevor Von Eden was the artist.
Read that for a while. Yeah.
Black Canary. Black Canary's she's gotten a lot of what would you call it? Like a big push in recent years.
I'm afraid there might be mouse poop in here.
Oh, then I don't want to touch this anymore.
Oh, look at this one. This one was one of my faves.
What is it? Oh, look at that. The Wonder Woman annual. I can't tell who did the artist. Who did the artist?
I just like the
oh, that's George
cover.
Perez. That's George Perez.
I love that cover.
He's good. This is in pretty good condition. Oh wow, this is interior artwork, folks, by Art Adams. This is the era when Art Adams was doing annuals. He wasn't like ever on a monthly book, but yeah, it's Young Wonder Woman. Holy moly. I have not gotten to the reviews yet. We are going kind of slow through the news because we're having fun with little. No, don't be sorry. We're having fun. This is what it's about. All the Perez Wonder Woman comics are great. Gene, some of those are really good.
I'll get them out of the
90s Justice League stuff, probably not worth very much.
Yeah,
but
I'll get them out of the
Wonder Woman stuff a little bit. Yeah, it's a good collection.
Yeah.
Perez and Adams. I want that book. Yeah, that's annual number what? Do you see? Is it still at the top? Is it annual number 1 or? Yeah, number 1. Annual number 1.
1988.
1988.
$1.50.
$1.50 for a big, thick annual. The cheapest comic you'll get these days is $4.99.
Wow.
Thank you for bringing that. That's so nice of you. She drove over here and brought like.
Oh, I might have Archie in the bottom of the box.
Yeah, you had a bunch of Archie.
Yeah.
You had a lot of the digests, right? No, you got the single issues.
Yeah.
We're talking about Archie because that's the next piece of news here. An Afterlife with Archie show is being developed for Disney Plus. So previously it was rumored, but this week it was confirmed. Disney Plus has put in development Afterlife with Archie. It's going to be an hour-long drama, and it's based on the comic, which was by Roberto Aguirre Sacasa and artist, I love this artist, Francesco Francavilla. He does just great stuff. Really good. Everybody's sister was into Archie. Archie's good, though.
Yeah.
I grew to love Archie.
Archie was like the go-to one for girls when you were real little, like in the 80s. And
in the last 10 years,
You know?
Archie comics, I would argue, were better than what we were reading in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
They really treat them well. No, Disney does not own Archie. This is just a TV deal. Can't be crazier than the Riverdale show. The comic is by the same guy that was the showrunner.
Is it going to be a totally different cast or?
Probably.
Yeah.
Not announced yet. So the show has received a script to series commitment. It is being made by the same folks as made Riverdale on CW.
Obviously.
Netflix's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which at one point I think was supposed to like be set in the same world, but I don't know if they ever did that.
Yeah, I think they did a crossover.
Did they do a crossover?
I think so.
And I mean, the Archie show, I think, used a bunch of other Archie characters like Josie and the Pussycats and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't keep up with that. You know, I watched some of the first season and I kind of liked it. I think like
Riverdale.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
liked. I liked the guy that played Jughead, but and I liked
Dylan.
Sprouse
Yeah.
and the guy that played Archie's dad,
Luke Perry.
Luke Perry.
R.I.P.
He was good in that
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
And Molly Ringwald was his mom.
That's cool stunt casting, but I'm talking about like for when I was, and I only watched some of season 1, but I was like, oh, these versions of characters are interesting.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily quite accurate to the comic, but they were interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, Aguirre Sacasa was the showrunner of both of those shows. He also wrote this comic. Just to be clear, never finished the comic because the shows came along and he put all of his efforts into doing the shows.
Oh, okay.
But the comics are really good, so
Yeah.
that drove me nuts.
Yeah.
It's also produced by the same people that did the shows, Greg Berlanti's Berlanti Productions and Warner Brothers Television. The comic imagines a Riverdale that's overrun by zombies. It basically, just the gist of the premise is Hot Dog gets hit by a car. All right? Jughead can't deal with that. He goes
No.
to Sabrina, bring him back.
Yeah.
It goes wrong.
Dark magic.
Dark magic.
Stay away from it. I know it's spooky season, but
I know what you're saying, John. Like if you didn't like either Sabrina or Riverdale, that could be a turnoff that those are the people making the show. However, I'll just say the comic was pretty darn good. The comic was good. So it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
And it started like a whole bunch of like, they did like a couple other horror ideas. Like I think Veronica became like a vampire or something for one series, and they did another series where Jughead was a werewolf. You know, like they came up
Okay.
with other horror ideas and treated it seriously.
okay. Well, I'm glad that they have Sabrina in there because how can you have a spooky season Archie comic without Sabrina?
It wouldn't make sense.
No.
She's like yeah, the only
They're in the-
supernatural character.
Right.
Like you have,
Right.
yeah. Could be fun.
I wonder if Salem's going to be in it. Big
Was he the
hat.
talking cat for? Was he in the comics or was that just created for the show? I honestly don't remember.
I think he No, I think he was in the comics.
Salem the Talking Cat?
think.
I remember that she had two wacky aunts
Yeah.
who weren't like pretty. I think that they looked like actual witches.
No, because one was pretty and she was the serious one, and one was, you know,
Short and stout.
the goofy one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I don't know. All right, moving on. Salem is in the comic, somebody says. I will trust you guys. I will. I know the aunts were in the comic. I know that. I was saying that. I just
yeah,
didn't know
because she
about
lived with
Salem.
them. Like,
Right.
that was part of her.
That was
like,
a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And she was interested in that one guy that was not like a witch or anything. She like
yeah,
just
average guy.
yeah, the average. He was kind of average.
He was.
Could Blade join in a Marvel movie that isn't called Blade? Because they've tried to make this Blade movie for years and it hasn't come together. But there's a rumor that he could be in a different Marvel movie now.
Okay.
So here's what I'm talking about. This comes from it's gossip. Hollywood insider Jeff Snyder has a show called the Hot Mic Podcast, and this
Harvey,
week,
yes, it was Harvey.
Harvey. Oh yeah,
Sabrina's
people are
boyfriend.
saying yeah. Sabrina's boyfriend is Harvey. Okay, so comes from like Hollywood insider. He gets some stuff right. He doesn't get everything right, but
Yeah.
he's got his sources. He says that he heard Marvel is planning to take the fact that they've got Oscar Isaac and Mahershala Ali both signed under contract and just put them together and make a Midnight Suns movie, as in use Moon Knight, use Blade, just do a supernatural heroes movie.
So no Wesley Snipes.
It wouldn't be Wesley Snipes. They signed Mahershala Ali to play Blade. So far, all he's done is like a line in the post credits of Eternals off screen. Like the guy that becomes the superhero Black Knight is about to touch the ebony blade, and he goes like, "I wouldn't do that if I were you," because I guess he knows about swords.
I think I thought it was Wesley Snipes.
That was Mahershala Ali. But they did just use they did that animated Marvel Zombie show,
Yeah.
and Blade is in that. He's not voiced by Mahershala Ali, but not every character is voiced by like the actual
same.
actor.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get voice actors, and he was really cool in it. He was really cool. Anyway, so yeah, they might make a Midnight Suns movie. Midnight Suns has sort of been a catch-all team that Marvel uses off and on since 1992 for a bunch of supernatural characters. For instance, Moon Knight and Blade. They're definitely been on the team. Like here's Doctor Strange Damnation. You've got like Moon Knight here or Mr. Knight, and you've got Blade in the front here. Other members include definitely Ghost Rider. I feel like it would be stupid to make this kind of a movie without Ghost Rider. They've also had Morbius.
Nick Cage.
I won't be surprised if he shows up in like the Avengers movie with the multiverse coming up.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, I think they'll try. Anyway,
Well, didn't he show up in a multiverse as Superman?
Oh, it looked terrible. Looked terrible.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, I think a Midnight Suns movie could be super, super cool. I like, and I don't really even care which supernatural heroes they throw onto it. Although they have also introduced Werewolf by Night and Man-Thing to the MCU, so like they could use either of them.
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night would be cool. Yep, Man-Thing. Yep. Good eye.
I watched.
Oh, you watched that special?
Yeah. Oh,
it was good.
So good.
Wasn't it?
I made Chris, our stepdad, watch it with me.
I saw that and I'm like, they are just sitting on like a really interesting
Last year
character,
for Halloween.
but also like the guy that directed it is like, a composer, Michael Giacchino.
Yeah.
I'm like, get him to direct more stuff. That was really fun and cool and different.
Cool.
It was good. It was good as like a Halloween horror.
Well, it was very different from what you would expect, because it's on Disney Plus. It's listed under Marvel and like, so you're just thinking a superhero
but that's
type
what
movie, and so it was very different. I told our stepdad ahead of time, like, this is going to be very different, but I think it's really cool and we should watch it for Halloween. So he watched it with me.
I think that they should do more stuff that's unexpected. Well, yes and no, Lissandro. So they actually yes, you're right. The final version of Nicolas Cage's Superman in The Flash is all FX, but apparently they did have him on set in costume and filmed him, and then they just went over it all with CG to make everything look the same, since all the other characters were created with CG.
Okay.
Which is just a weird ass idea.
But I mean, you have to have him involved if you're using his likeness. You know?
Yeah, but they didn't have to have him dress up in costume. They didn't.
He probably loved that part, though.
Oh, he probably did. But then he saw like what it was and was probably like, what am I doing with my life? Yeah, he did suit up. Yeah, Werewolf by Night was a really fun special. And you know what else was a good special that they made around that time was that Guardians of the Galaxy
the
Christmas
one. I made them watch it too.
It was fun.
It was so good.
I am all for them doing like
Loved it.
I don't need 8 and 13 episode seasons where it like starts to feel like filler. Like you want to like, and you're like, well, I can't justify a 2-hour big budget movie. We could do like a 1 hour. I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
As long as it's good.
Yeah.
Supposedly they're doing one with Punisher coming up.
A Christmas movie?
No, just a 1 hour special that John Bernthal has a lot of say
Not
in.
Christmas, though.
A very punishing Christmas.
Let me kill everyone for Christmas.
Oh, so people are mentioning Kevin Bacon. I was in New York this past weekend. I was in New York this morning when I woke up.
Yeah.
I am 90% sure I walked past Kevin Bacon on the
Shut up.
street. No, I'm really sure, but it was like I wasn't
Now
expecting
you're only
it.
1 degree?
I guess so. Before that, I was 3.
I know.
Because
You
my
have-
friend Ken Jeong was in stuff with Steve Carell, both a movie and The Office,
Yeah.
and Steve Carell was in Crazy Stupid Love with Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
So I was 3. Now
Yeah.
I guess I'm 1. Well, I'm not 1 though because I didn't talk to him.
Does that make me 4?
Yeah, you're 4. You're 4 degrees from Kevin Bacon, but I'm pretty sure. I only say pretty sure because like he was wearing a ball cap and sunglasses.
I know Ken too, so
you do know
I'm
Ken
3.
technically. Yeah, you're 3. You're Punisher visited by 3 ghosts, but they were monsters he killed, and he just shoots them again. No, how good would it be though, actually, to do a Christmas Carol with the Punisher?
That's a great idea, Hookzilla.
But he can't like shoot them, so he has to like go along and look at his past and
Because
his
they're
future
ghosts,
and stuff
so
like that.
They're just gonna stick around if you shoot. It'll shoot.
I
Right
know.
through 'em.
And the thing is, like, A Christmas Carol is all about showing a bad man how to be better.
Yeah.
And Punisher is like honestly a piece of shit. He kind of is. He's not
It's
like some
doo-doo in this household.
He's a piece of doo-doo. He was definitely recently in Rhode Island. He also does have a place on like on Manhattan. So I don't know, but I thought anyway, I love the idea, by the way, just real quick. I
Oh,
love
that
the
would've
idea
been-
of doing a one-shot Christmas Carol with Punisher. I love that idea.
Yeah.
The character would work really well in that setting.
Yeah.
Could there be a Spider-Man 4 with Sam Raimi? Could there be this many years on?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Here, but as long as I was
Big
talking about
question
gossip,
mark.
big question mark. I can barely lift this question mark, but I'm going to sell it to you at a discount. I'm going to change this show and sell question marks and other punctuation at big discounts. You can barely lift this apostrophe.
You want an umlaut? I got 50.
Umlauts, where are you even going to find one? And I got 50 for you. What else have we got today? We've got asterisks.
The little.
We've got macron, the accent marks. We've got everything. We've got every punctuation under the sun. Parentheses.
Buy 2, get 2 free.
Ellipses. You don't need to, but I'm still going to give it to you. That's a lot of periods. Dot, 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 dot. All right. So this week, one of the Batman's writers, a screenwriter, he's done other stuff too, Mattson Tomlin, okay? He responded to a fan post on Twitter noting the impressive $2.25 million that the re-release of the original trilogy movies made. It's impressive because people have been able to own this at home and they can stream it, etc.
Yeah.
So it's like but it still made a good amount of money by just getting a weekend re-release. And so what did Matts and Tomlin say in response? The fan said that the money should go to an official fourth movie in that story, and it should go to getting Sam Raimi involved. And Tomlin replied, trying.
Okay. I heard that kiss was super awkward to do.
How could it not be?
Yeah. Upside down.
Yeah. She was pretty in that movie. Just there is a little bit more fuel to this. If it was just that, I'd go whatever. It's not worth reporting. But I say back in 2025. I meant back in like July. Back in July, Matts and Tomlin posted that he would like to try to write a fourth Spider-Man film in that series with an adult Peter and Mary Jane married, and Peter is trying to juggle being a husband and a father. Okay. And if he could do it, to get Sam Raimi involved. So, last weekend.
Sam Raimi fan for a long time.
I love Sam Raimi. He did that Wizard of Oz sequel movie. Remember?
The creepy one?
Was it creepy?
From the 80s?
No, not that one.
Oh.
Not the one with the girl from The Craft or whatever. I'm talking about the one like with James Franco.
What was her name? It wasn't Veruca, but it's similar to that.
Yeah, what is that girl from The Craft? She was also in The Waterboy.
Yeah.
She was like in 3 movies.
Veruca?
Fairuza Balk?
Yes.
Yeah.
We came up with it.
Yeah. We don't need your help. I'm just kidding.
We got it on our own.
But thank you. That was very kind of you guys. I'll just wrap this up. Right now, it's all speculation, but I will just point out, Sony does have the rights to Spider-Man, and obviously all those terrible villain movies like, Venom 3, Morbius, Kraven the Hunter, Madam Web, none of those really did that well.
No.
So maybe this is something different they could do while still letting Marvel play with like that other Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Kirsten Dunst was asked about this week on the Soups show, whatever that is. And she said it would be interesting. She said, I don't know if it's what the fans want, but it sounds cool. So she's in.
Okay.
She's in. Yeah. Harley Quinn meets Elvira is selling huge. Do you like Harley Quinn? Do you know Harley Quinn much?
Of course I do.
Yeah, Harley Quinn's pretty good, like as a character.
And I mean, Elvira's
iconic.
Legendary.
Cassandra Peterson, like even when she's out of her makeup and stuff, like isn't she in her 70s? She looks good.
She's amazing.
I mean, she must have had some surgery and stuff like that, but she looks fantastic, like at that age.
Yeah.
I would kiss her if Chrissy let me. I would be willing to. Cassandra, I'm putting that. She's watching.
I'm telling her again.
Okay, so give me Madam Web 2 Wheelchair Boogaloo with my super sight into the future and my super cool rocket wheelchair. We're gonna solve some crimes, girls. Sydney Sweeney was in that movie.
I know. It wasn't.
Did you hear that they basically just told them all like, oh, you're going to be playing Marvel superheroes, but they didn't tell them that it wasn't in the MCU. So they all signed up thinking that they were going to be in like, an Avengers type movie.
Right.
So scummy.
I mean, I am a fan of Dakota Johnson in some things, but I don't think she was really.
Dakota Johnson was? Oh, Dakota Johnson was Madam Web, right? I was thinking Dakota Fanning when you said that, and I was like,
I don't think that was really her style.
She has kind of a limited range. She does.
Yeah.
I liked her in Suspiria. That's a great horror remake. She's incredible in that.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff, like Madam Web, I was like, what is she doing? All right.
She's got a very dry sense of humor.
I'm glad somebody else agrees with me. Thank you for that. Yeah, she does. And I like that, actually.
Yeah.
I like her in real life. Like, she's funny. All right, so Harley Quinn. Upcoming Harley Quinn crossover with Elvira. It's by Dynamite Comics, and they announced the orders are over 100,000 copies. That's very good, especially for basically an indie comic.
Mm-hmm.
It features a story by Amanda Connor, she and Jimmy Palmiotti basically like revolutionized and made Harley Quinn the character that we know today. Like what they didn't create her. That was done by Bruce Timm and Paul Dini on the animated series, Batman the Animated Series. Mm-hmm. But they created the version, the more modern version that we know. Anyway, this book has them writing it. Main cover by Amanda Connor. She's like one of my favorite artists. Interior art by a guy named Juan Samu. It still begs the question, why are retailers willing to order 100,000 copies of this book? Like that's up there with like, Batman and, special events like that. Like what makes this worth ordering 100,000 copies? No guess?
Girls?
Girls is a good guess, actually. Yes, Dynamite does deserve a win, and I'm very happy for them, and I'm happy for Jimmy and Amanda. They're fantastic. Here's why it's doing well. Blind bag variants, baby. It's got a blind bag. They are popular.
Oh, okay.
It's a newer idea that only started a few months ago where
So they'll have a couple different ones and you don't know what you're going to get. Okay.
They're all like cool, but like some are more rare than others or like, depends on which artists you love. Hey, Ricky. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Anyway, Dynamite has responded to this interest by announcing Terminator Metal #1 by Declan Shalvey and Rory McConville is also going to get a blind bag variant. Blind bags. Who's a big kitty?
Can they see him?
I don't know. I don't think so. Let's see. Can you guys see like a floofy tail over here? Not really. I'm not going to bother him because he's an old man and he's a sweetie. So I'm not going to pick him up. He's looking for a place to
lay down.
Blind bags. The gotcha of comics. Look, at first I was thinking, oh, cool. Like this is helping comics like sell extra things. But it's totally something that's captivating the retailers, not necessarily
blind bags?
The readers. What? Did I misspell it?
No, blind bags.
Blind bags, please. Blind bags, please. You know what I'm doing, right?
No, you're being a little kid.
No, I thought you watched Parks and Rec.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
Mona Lisa Saperstein.
You know what?
Money, please.
It's almost Treat Yourself Day.
Treat yourself. It's card collecting gimmicks and comics. It's getting to just be a bit much, like really, really fast. I personally like it. I'm just going to put it out there. I kind of think they're fun. Yeah. But I do worry a little that all the publishers doing them might burn out the readership real fast. But I do like them. Sorry. TMNT has moved up its final order cutoff. I'll explain why.
Please.
Look at that cool cover by David Nakayama. It's fun. I like it.
You love turtles.
I do.
I love turtles.
I like turtles. All right. The pre-order deadline for issue 13 of Ninja Turtles. It's got the new creative team, Gene Lin Yang, Eisner winner. Freddie E. Williams, too. Drawn Batman and Turtles before. And probably everybody knows. A semi-regular guest on Red Letter Media, Best of the Worst.
Of course.
She has no idea what I'm talking about. You played along well.
Thanks.
Anyway, it was originally October 20th. You had to get your order into the comic store by October 20th. IDW just moved the final order cutoff to the 13th. So I wanted to put that on people's radar if you want to get this. Why did they move it up? The pre-orders have been higher than expected, which is a good thing. And the printer needs more time to be able to print all these issues. So good. It's good. People are really excited about this. Why so popular?
Why?
Blind bag variants. Here I will say this though. Cover price, so you're not paying any extra. Some of these other blind bags, they've been a few bucks more and you get like a cardstock cover or like something like that maybe.
Okay.
Some of the artists they got involved, Daniel Warren Johnson. Yes, please. Kevin Eastman, one of the co-creators of Ninja Turtles. David Nakayama. This one right here, one of my favorite artists, among others. So, for the same price as like a regular one, a chance to get a kind of extra rare cover. I don't know. I think it's fun. But if you want to get it at all, get your orders in before the 13th, folks.
Get them in now.
Are you going to get an order in?
Getting it in now.
Issue 13 is going to be a fresh jumping on point for new readers. It's going to introduce a new villain, Ujigami. That's a Japanese word, a Japanese name, and I do feel like the Ninja Turtles should have more Japanese lore and mythology mixed in. I've said this before on the show. It's like, Splinter's from Japan, right? And
yeah.
There's Japanese have really interesting spirits and monsters and stuff like that, and I feel like that would be a really fun aspect of Ninja Turtles to still play with that they haven't really done yet.
Yeah.
All right. Unagi. Do you remember Ross? You never watched Friends?
Yeah. No.
Unagi. Unagi just means eel, but for some reason he thought it meant something else. All right. Beneath the Trees expands. Did I ever send you a copy of this to read?
No.
It's good. I will. All right. So, IDW's Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. It's by a guy named Patrick Horvath. He writes and draws it. It was an unexpected hit last year. It's like a 6-issue series. The sequel series that came out this year, been bigger than expected. People really like it, which is just it's unexpected because it's not a superhero. It's like a talking animal book. It's a horror book. It's got like a lot of things where you're like, well, that's not something that I've seen succeed before. But this is succeeding.
Okay.
Anyway,
I like.
They're going to do some more. I know. It's a classic. It's a hallmark of comics. So you could argue that it's some of comics' earliest origins are in talking animals.
Sure.
Horvath was talking this week to the Hollywood Reporter about a third series, and he said, quote, here's my Patrick Horvath impression. Back when I was working... No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't sound like that. Back when I was working on the first issue, it was apparent that there was so much more you could do with this world. As I started to imagine what the rippling consequences would be for the second volume, I realized it was going to be hard to stop. I'm thrilled that I get to continue the story into a third volume. I'm tempted to say more about what comes next, but I don't want to ruin any surprises. The less you know about horror stuff, the better.
Yeah, that's the
surprises.
Jumps surprise.
It is an intense book. It's hard to do horror well. This does horror well because it's disturbing ideas and disturbing because the main character is the killer, like on Dexter or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very hard to align your point of view with somebody that you know is evil and sort of be rooting for the main character to maybe get away with it, but you also want to see them punished. So it's like it really messes with you.
I'm just answering the question.
Oh yeah.
I don't really love horror stuff. I like thrillers.
Yes. Did you see Weapons?
More than...
We saw Sinners. Sinners was more of a thriller than a horror, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like silly
like
horror. Like I don't know.
Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street,
yeah.
Saw.
Yeah.
That's not your thing.
Right.
Yeah. But sometimes you watch like Scream or something like that. It's horror, but you like it.
Right.
You just don't want it to be too gory or too silly or what?
I don't mind gore either. It's I don't know, I don't know. When the villain is just being evil for no reason, kind of. I don't know.
That's fair. Yeah, I think motivation behind a villain is super important.
Yeah.
And what's been disturbing about the second volume is we're starting to learn some of the main character's Samantha and learning some of her, not motivations per se, but her psychology and why she does the things she
right.
does. It's creepy. It really is creepy.
Yeah.
It's so good. There are also plans for a role-playing game and a card game based on the comics. So
Okay.
Good for this guy. Like, it's one guy that had this idea.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually comes from the world of filmmaking. So like, he finally was like, well, this isn't going to like get made into a film. So he made it as a comic, but now it's so popular that a movie is a possibility too.
Oh, wow.
And I mentioned that
He must be excited about that.
One of the things he did recently for films, a huge hit this year, was Weapons. He was the storyboard artist for it. So that was a pretty big movie.
Yeah.
That was a pretty big deal.
I'm sure that, the rough drafts of comics are exactly like a storyboard.
There's big similarities.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, the storyboards, you are cutting out a lot of stuff because you're cutting out dialogue scenes. And like, instead of showing like, an interesting dynamic angle of like doing this, they'll like show the end result or the beginning result with like an arrow to indicate like this should be a panning shot or something like that. You get it? Like, they're shortening the language to get the idea across instead of doing the fully detailed, make it interesting to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there are similarities because you're telling it panel to panel, like image to image.
Right.
Good observation. We've got a little more news. A Texas store has pulled some of their manga. We're going to get political, folks. Button up. Or tighten your scrubs. Tighten those scrubs. You can tighten them pretty good. All right. GlobalComix in Weslaco, I guess, Texas, opted to voluntarily pull early volumes of Dragon Ball. I've never watched it, but you hear about it. It's popular.
Yeah.
Over fears of a new state law. So Texas SB 20 is called Stopping AI Generated, and I'm censoring myself because this is YouTube, but CP. We can guess what I mean by that. Right?
No.
You're trying to get me canceled.
No,
all right.
I just don't know.
What's a horrible thing that you could look at online that would get you arrested?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So anyway, this took
The young
effect.
people.
Yes. This took effect September 1st. However, it includes language that it is a crime to possess, access, or promote, quote, unquote, obscene visual material that depicts a child who appears to be under 18.
I read the rest and now I get it.
And that part's fine so far, in a way, all good.
Right.
I don't object to that.
That's a good thing.
But they didn't limit it to AI, despite what it's called as a title. And Dragon Ball, for instance, features some panels of Son Goku. He's the main character. He's a boy bathing nude. It isn't meant to be erotic or anything like that, but sometimes you show these things, like the original Superman. You can see baby Superman's penis when he lifts a car. It was 1978. They didn't think that it was like meant to be a turn on. The law has no wording to protect artistic intention. So store manager Andrew Balderas says he has to err on the side of caution. I would say I understand his reasoning, and maybe that is the safest.
Himself.
But I bet you anything that the Barnes and Nobles are still selling it. I bet you they had their lawyers take a look and go like, nah, we're good. No reason for you to. I'm sure it's just a panel or two in passing, honestly, because I've read through and I also don't really remember those images. But it's, it was a different time when this was made. It was like the 1980s and another country. But when it started getting imported here, we also didn't think anything of it. But technically this language, you could get like a mother that's angry and like says, hey, the law says.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels a bit of an overreach to me because I don't think any of this would turn anyone on or be intended to turn anyone on. But what do I know? I have the gift of just being able to talk extemporaneously behind a camera. I'm not setting laws. I'm not selling this stuff. I'm not putting myself on the line.
Right.
That is an interesting question as to whether Dragon Ball has been censored. I don't know. I'm not enough of an expert. I don't know. Oh, this made me a little sad. Zdarsky Comic News is ending. And I don't know if he's still in here, but West Coast Avengers actually advertised in Zdarsky Comic News. So what is it? For a year and a half now, writer and artist Chip Zdarsky has produced a free zine. It's called Zdarsky Comic News. He'll have like an interview, talk a little bit about his upcoming comics, other things that interest him in the world of comics. And it's been free. It's at comic book stores. This week he announced he's ending it. Yeah, look, see, people are disappointed. He posted this to his Substack newsletter. Keep in mind, he's a funny guy. In his greatest battle yet, Chip faces off against his work-life balance. Will he finally stop producing a free magazine by himself every month and pay some attention to his 5 beautiful sons, Chad, Charles, Chip Jr., Chucky, and Champ? The answer won't surprise you. Plus, we talked to Charles Soule, I guess. Final issue. You like that? This guy's really funny.
Those are great names.
Champ. That was what he started with. If we go by these, look
31.
At 30. I know. There's a lot of jokes layered into this. There's a lot of jokes layered into that. 31 to
Charles
7.
Must be very serious. Chad, Chip Jr., Chucky, and Champ.
I mean, there was almost no break between Charles and Chad.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah. Number
Irish
5.
twins.
Irish twins. With the Irish name of Zdarsky. Top of the morning to you. I'm Zdarsky. Anyway, Diamond Comics is obviously folded and Previews has gone away. So there's very little in the way of a physical publication that specifically promotes upcoming comics. It's sort of a bummer. Chip was the only person who could truly make America great. Isn't he Canadian? But I don't disagree.
Make America Canadian again.
Yeah. His real name is not Chip Zdarsky, by the way. That's just what he goes.
Actually, it will be Miss Chenandler Bong.
Ms. Chenandler Bong. If we're going to make the joke, we should get it right. Hey, look, somebody was thinking like you. Next kid's going to be named Chandler. Zdarsky and Hutch. Oh, I didn't see it. You saw it before I could click on it. All right. I'm going to continue with this, though. I'm going to go from here and tell you that this is related. Team America is back. Team America. What do you think of when I say Team America?
Super Troopers. I don't know.
Super Troopers.
I don't know.
That's a totally different movie. But it's okay. All right. One publication that does still exist for promoting comics is the free weekly newspaper Comic Shop News. And its most recent issue announced that it would be rebooting a comic in its pages. There's the teaser image. Here's the original comic. Team America. Yeah.
Evel Knievel.
It was. It was. Yep. So Team America specifically was a 1982 Marvel comic based on Ideal Toys motorcycle figures. It lasted 12 issues. But those motorcycle racers, Ideal started with an Evel Knievel toy. Then they decided to do like 3 more. Blue, red, white, and blue.
Kids and motorcycles, they go together like fish and jeans.
Fish and jeans? And if you had fission to power you, you'd be Fission Gene. All right. Comic Shop News says that the strip will start in 11 issues with issue number 2000 for them. CSN has not announced the creative team. They only showed this teaser image, and they said that it's going to be something like Stranger Things meets X Games.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Will Shaun White be there?
Who's Shaun White? Oh, the snowboarder?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was honestly like hung up on the Stranger Things half of the equation. So yeah.
Flying Tomato.
I didn't know that was what he was called.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a funny little idea. Team America, I made an episode about this on Comic Tropes. It was just a weird comic where like they just kept changing the creative team. They didn't know what they could do with it. And after the 12 issues ended, they showed up in New Mutants where Professor X revealed that they were actually all mutants and their mutant power was to turn somebody else, a different fourth person, it could be anyone, into the mysterious Black Rider that kept showing up in the comic. That was their mutant power, was that the three of them together, not individually, the three of them together could subconsciously turn someone into the Black Rider.
Should we show them our magic power at the end of the episode?
No, right now.
Wonder Twins.
Activate.
Form of an ice cube.
Shape of a llama. Darkseid doesn't know what's coming for him. This llama's gonna spit an ice cube at you. Boing. Darkseid needs to. Oh! The Wonder Twins. Robbie Knievel and the other two riders wore red, white, and blue jumpsuits on an episode of Chips. It was like a live action Team America.
Chips.
The only mutants that managed to not become popular in the 80s. That was their superpower. It was Honcho, Lobo, the Wolf, and maybe Wrench? I don't know. I don't remember. It was pretty bad. CSN, just to be clear, they have published comic strips before. They used to publish the Spider-Man newspaper strips. They published the first comic strips with characters that became the characters in Powers. Stuff by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Oeming before they were like super famous. And they recently published a preview of Distillery's The Blood Brothers' Mother. So they actually do have a little bit of a history of using some of their pages for actual comics as well as comic book sort of news. Yeah. That's an interesting question. Was the Hellboy Wolves of St. August published in CSN? It might have been. That sounds familiar, but it's not. I can't remember for sure. I can't remember. Oh, that was Dark Horse Presents. That makes more sense. Okay. Anyway, we'll keep going. A new Alan Moore omnibus. Alan Moore.
Hey, buddy.
What has Alan Moore written?
I don't know.
You can't name a single Alan Moore comic.
No.
Have you ever heard of Watchmen?
Yes.
Okay. We'll leave it there. Oh, here's the names of the team. Honcho, Wolf, sometimes he called himself Lobo, Reddy, Cowboy, and Wrench. They merged into the Marauder. Why was I saying the Black Rider? Okay, they merged into the Black. Well, they didn't merge into. They specifically possessed somebody else. And it was all subconscious. Oh, so ridiculous. All right, so Alan Moore, best writer in comics ever? Maybe. Could easily be argued. So 2000 AD has announced a 250-page omnibus series collecting Alan Moore's short stories that he made for them when he was just breaking into comics using characters like ABC Warriors and Rogue Trooper. And another popular 2000 AD character would be... Got to give him something. Jesus? Well...
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was seeing what you would create, but I did not expect you to come up with Jesus. No matter what I was thinking you'd come up with, I did not expect Jesus.
I didn't either.
All right, so they said 2000 AD are proud to begin a collection of every Alan Moore story. I know what people are saying. Every Alan Moore story in the complete 2000 AD by Alan Moore. In Volume 1, readers will be able to enjoy his mastery of the short form story as we collect together his future shocks and one-off stories into one complete volume. Whip smart and funny, This first volume doubles as the perfect guide for how to write comics to a page limit. That's true. I agree anyway. And it also includes the story A Holiday in Hell, which has never been reprinted in English since its first publication back in 1980. So most of us have not read that Alan Moore story, and all of us love Alan Moore. Volume 1 is going to come out in April of 2026, both hardcover and
It's a lot
softcover.
coming out in April of 2026, I feel.
Most of the news I'm going to get is basically for anywhere from like 3 to 6 months from now.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, between $67 and $54, depending on what you get, hardcover, softcover. You can pre-order it now on the 2000 AD website. Stallone plays the role of Jesus. I am the Christ. Throw down your sins and prepare to be judged. Throw down your sins. Anyway, I'll probably get that. Big Rig is coming back. Posty Malone with his big old comic book hits coming back for more. Maybe we'll get some more Jimmy Jams covers. Jim Mahfood. This week it was announced that Big Rig, Book 2, Damned, is coming out in 2026. The first series going on now. Believe it or not, I'm going to keep going and review some comics tonight. You don't have to stay for that if you don't want to, but I will keep going.
Leave.
No, I don't. I'm having fun with you. Anyway, the first series going on now follows an excommunicated Templar knight known as Trucker, the Norse witch Edda, and warrior Batu, and they battle demons in medieval Europe with an 18-wheeler truck full of modern-day weapons that just mysteriously appeared.
Okay.
But hey, I guess if the devils are coming up, then the forces of good brought something to us that can be used. And basically, whenever this knight gets into the truck, he just knows how to use it. And as well as like any of the weapons in the back, like, 50 caliber machine guns and, claymore mines and things like that. He just knows. That's like the magical part of it.
Okay.
It's by Post Malone. It's at least he has the story idea. He says he's the co-writer. Who knows? Also co-written with Adrian Wassel and art from Nathan Gooden. I have one of them in here somewhere. There. Here. Take a look and see what you think of like the art and stuff while I...
Is that Jesus?
No. Jesus is part of 2000 AD, apparently, not Vault Comics. Good question. Hasn't come up as an issue yet, but it's also been very, a condensed story. So, the fuel would not have run out or gone bad yet. I don't know if it's infinite or not. You found something cool?
I don't know. I can see it.
Yeah. So that's Batu. I think she's Chinese. Edda is Norse, and she has witch powers. And they go up against all these devils. And it gets violent and stuff, but it's really cool. It's better than I expected. I'll say that. Yeah. Read Big Rig while eating Post Malone Oreos. Look at that. I look like Chris Hemsworth tonight. Maybe not quite as big muscles.
Well, it's probably because you have on Gucci glasses, everyone.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Maybe that's all
I didn't know
it is.
you were so fancy.
All right. What else we got? We got a little more news. This is taking a while.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. One or two more.
Okay.
The Neil Gaiman lawsuit has been dismissed. I'll keep this brief because it's unpleasant. So again, I'm using polite language.
I know
essay.
what that one is.
The essay lawsuit brought against Neil Gaiman has come to an unexpected and swift end after a Wisconsin federal judge dismissed the case on the grounds that it should have been brought in New Zealand, where the claimed offenses took place, and not in the U.S. So to be clear, this has nothing to do with the merits of the case. They weren't even heard.
Okay.
It's just a matter of jurisdiction.
That sucks.
It does kind of suck. So the case was dismissed without prejudice. What that means is that if Gaiman somehow avoids this being brought as a lawsuit in New Zealand, it could be brought back here in the US because he owns a residence here in Wisconsin. So like they might be willing to hear it if the place where the judge is like, look, it didn't happen here.
Yeah.
Both parties were like in New Zealand when it happened.
Yeah.
And they're technically both New Zealand citizens. So it's like
He is too.
he's originally British, but I guess he maintains a dual citizenship in New Zealand now. That's my understanding.
Okay.
So disappointing for now. I'll tell you this. I was curious. I was like, you know what? Every comic he was working on and every show was instantly canceled when these allegations were brought. So I was like, the companies, like, you know, that publishes stuff. Yeah, I hear the bills too. They obviously thought that there was enough kind of background stuff to this allegation, because it is just an allegation, that they weren't comfortable supporting the guy anymore. However, just to also be clear, DC still reprints his books like Sandman. They're really popular.
Yeah.
But if they stopped, then they abandon their copyrights and trademarks. So a company is in a no-win situation there.
Right.
Pretty bad. But anyway, I suspect, just to be clear, that there will be a lawsuit in New Zealand, and that's what will happen. No, everything has been canceled. Like Good Omens wrapped up, Sandman wrapped up. I'm talking adaptations. There was a season filmed already on Amazon Prime for Anansi Boys. That's a novel he wrote, and it was turned into a show. It was finished a long while ago now, and one of the actors in it, Delroy Lindo, he was in Sinners. He was the older black guy in that movie. Great actor. Somebody asked, like, you know, when do you think this will come out? He says, I don't think it'll ever see the light of day now, which is probably for the best.
Oh.
Marvel just bought Angela, so they might as well, like, you know, use her. She's, you know, yeah, he wrote the first story, so he technically created her and he sold her. I don't feel like that's as much a Neil Gaiman thing as Sandman. Sandman season 2 did come out quietly, and then they ended it. So I wouldn't say he won. I would say his lawyers used an argument that on a legal level makes sense. But just to be clear, the case could have been dismissed with prejudice, which means you can't try it again. It was dismissed without prejudice, so it could come back here. It's an uncomfortable situation. I'm going to end with something better than that, right? Okay, a little better. Mark Millar. He's a little better. He revived an idea of his that he had when he was 13 years old. Okay. That's kind of cute in its own. All right.
Yeah.
You missed some of the photos and Jeannie's awesome comics that she showed. Yes. And her presents to me. So you missed the show and tell. You'll have to watch this later, and I'll add chapter breaks, everybody. What else? So here we go. Mark Millar pitched to DC Comics when he was 13 years old. It was a story called Conquered. And basically the story was a bunch of fantasy creatures emerge through a portal, just start wreaking havoc on modern day America with a goal to conquer the world. At the time, he was 13. Julius Schwartz politely rejected it. And I guess Mark Millar kept that rejection letter, which is kind of a cool little piece of history. This week, Millar launched it as a Kickstarter with a planned 4 volumes, 64 pages for volume 1. That's what's on Kickstarter now. Art by somebody named Valerio Giangiordano. I don't know him, but looks cool. Giordano? John Giordano.
Mm-hmm.
John Giordano. Yeah. Why you not eat my gnocchi? Oh, Luigi. You, my third favorite son. First favorite is Mario. Second favorite is Waluigi. Third favorite is you. What do you think?
Terrible.
Oh. Millar told the Hollywood Reporter, quote, "It's the basic idea of Independence Day meets Game of Thrones," and promised that there will be dragons, ogres, barbarians, overwhelming New York with a goal of conquering the planet.
Of course. You gotta conquer them.
No,
Yeah.
Wario is still fourth best. Just to be fair to Luigi.
Is Wario a brother?
I don't think Wario and Waluigi are brothers, but I don't know. Either it's even funnier if they're not. And like Mama Mario still says,
I love the evil one.
Waluigi, he's still my second favorite son. He not my son, but he kind of my son. Luigi, you my third favorite.
Aww.
And Toad is
I
like,
always had to
"Good
be.
job."
I always had to be Luigi because this guy had to be Mario.
Yeah. This is an interesting question from infamous Mike Manhattan. Did no one tell Mark Millar about The Realm? The comic is basically the same premise from the creator of The Beauty. I don't think I've read The Realm, but I've heard of The Beauty. So, wow. I don't know. That's interesting.
Have you listened to the Bridgewater Triangle yet?
The what?
The Bridgewater Triangle?
Is that a podcast?
Yeah, it's not a like interview podcast. It's a show, like a radio show podcast. And Nathan Fillion is a voice in it, and who's that character actor that's in like everything? He played the robot in Superman.
Alan Tudyk?
Yes, he's in it.
No,
It's
I
about
don't-
the Bridgewater Triangle. I'm pointing like because Bridgewater's that way.
Oh, Bridgewater, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this based on something real, or is this
Yeah.
like a fictional story?
Well, it's a fictional story, but there's always been lore about there being a Bridgewater Triangle and like people seeing supernatural things in the area. You've never heard of it?
No, but I do trust your taste in podcasts. You pointed me to some good true crime podcasts that actually have closure. You told me about Smartless. I didn't know about Smartless before you told me about that one. So
Yeah.
you have good taste in podcasts. What do you think of this show?
I think it's pretty good.
I'll take it.
I mean, I do tune
I'll
in
take it.
most weeks.
You do, and I know that you work right up basically until. So
Yeah.
Did you even have dinner tonight?
No,
Oh man! All right.
that's okay.
I
had the half of granola bar, a kind bar.
So I've done interviews and I've done news. The next thing that rhymes that I do is the reviews. Do you have any interest in this? Like hanging out and
Yeah, I
seeing
want to
this?
see what you've
All right.
gotten
Great.
this week.
Awesome.
Not at your regular stores, obviously.
No, that's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Since I was in New York City and traveling this week.
New York City?
What kind of sauce? County paste sauce.
Pecani.
New York City. I went to Midtown Comics in what do you call it, Times Square, and I went to Forbidden Planet in I think it was in Chelsea. So yeah, I picked up basically everything I wanted. I would have actually liked to have gotten it was released as a blind bag comic, but Mark Spears did a horror Halloween comic, The Monster and the Wolf. Oh, and it's by an artist I really like, Sean Chen.
And it came up orange, like this guy. Second cameo.
Hey, buddy. Thank you very much, Sean. And I know, Sean, I think you're doing some signings at a booth at New York Comic Con. So I'm going to try to say hello to you in person, but let's read what he has to say. He says, with Kickstarter on strike, I heard about that. I heard that like some Kickstarter employees were on strike. So like the site is working, but they're saying that they're not compensated right. We may struggle to fund our campaign tomorrow for Evermind, the complete collection. Hope you don't mind that I give it a shout out here. I definitely don't mind. And I know about this. Evermind was the idea by martial artist actor Daniel Wu, right? I think I've got that right, Sean. And I know that you illustrate it, and I really admire your work. So I'm happy to mention it, especially since you were kind enough to give a shout out. Yeah, Evermind on Kickstarter. And yeah, so Kickstarter might, I guess, basically just not have the full staff to like sort of pick projects we love and things like that, you know, like the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, the featured type stuff.
Okay.
So Evermind, folks, is the book. And yeah, it's by Daniel Wu, who's been in some really cool projects. You know, sort of his idea. I know that he's not the only writer, and I'm sorry that I don't know the full creative team, but I do know about the idea. And yeah, happy to plug that. And I hope I get to. I hope our schedules line up so that when I stop by your booth, I can say hello, because it's always been fun having professionals like yourself drop into the show. Yeah, good luck with it. Evermind, Kickstarter. I'm going to talk about some of the books that I read this week. I'm going to start with the one that probably was in the news the most. I don't have a second camera to sort of feature pages, folks. But Absolute Evil is, you know, I was telling you about Absolute Batman. Mm-hmm. By the way, my favorite book in the Absolute universe is actually Absolute Wonder Woman. It's so cool. It's completely different. Absolute Wonder Woman, she was sent to hell as a baby, along with Cersei, you know, typically her sorceress villain. Mm-hmm. And Cersei just sort of started to gain empathy and raised Diana in hell, and like Diana would bring home all these tiny monsters and stuff as like pets, and like their house would just get like it was like a cave that they slowly grew to be a home, you know, like they made over the years like better beds and bookshelves and like sorcery tables, and like would make like areas for their pets. And this Wonder Woman, she wasn't raised by the Amazons. She doesn't have her sister. She knows about them, but she knows magic really well. And one day Steve Trevor ended up down there, and that was how she met him in hell. And Wonder Woman cast a spell to send him back to the real world, which involved a sacrifice. She cut off her own right arm. She's like, as like a warrior, surely this will be like a good sacrifice.
She loves him in every world.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so she does have an arm, but it's like a mystically created one. And if like, you know, her magic powers get shut off, or she's concentrating too much on another magic spell, she could lose her arm. It has disappeared. But she knows magic. It's really cool. She carries around this humongous sword and flies on a skeletal burning Pegasus who was in hell. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so good. Anyway, we're talking about Absolute Evil. Now, this is a book that introduces, because this is still like relatively new, this world and everything. Mm-hmm. But what about all these like classic supervillains that we've had in the past? You know, like this introduces like a partnership. Veronica Cale has always been sort of a Wonder Woman enemy. Ra's al Ghul, maybe more of a Batman villain, but like he's up there. Hector Hammond is a Green Lantern villain. We get to meet this version of the Joker. Utterly different. He's so happy to be with you. He's purring so weird. Anyway, all these people meet, right? They're like, look, we all have tremendous resources. We're handling things pretty darn well. But Veronica's like, what if we could handle them even better, though? You know, like she's like, yeah, Hector Hammond, you got Green Lantern out of, your city or whatever, but it cost you how many millions of dollars and men and days. And she's like, if we did it all together, like an afternoon. And to prove they mean business, like they just, because some of these villains aren't convinced they should work together. This guy comes in with a dead Green Arrow over his shoulder and just plops Oliver Queen's body on the table. These people are all rich billionaire assholes, and so they know who Oliver Queen is there. They didn't know that he was Green Arrow. He's dead. Like, we're like a year into the Absolute Universe. Green Arrow, dead. And who did it? Hawkman, who they got to work for them like back in like the 50s. So these villains are ridiculously successful and powerful.
Okay.
This is a dark world, the Absolute world. It's a fascinating mix of personalities. This version of the Joker is really, really interesting. He never jokes, and he's just a master manipulator. What's this? Green Arrow gone before he could take a shot. This is just the premise. I'm not even like halfway into issue 1, just to tell you like what this sets up. And they call themselves, what would they call themselves, all these villains? Any idea in this world what they might call themselves?
The Revengers.
The Justice League.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that dark in its own way? They think that they're the ones that are like, that bringing good to the world. There's more to this that involves like sort of DC lore that I'm not going to like, sort of like where I'm not going to bore anybody with. But look, they think that they need one more person for the team. They call this guy who's living a happy life with like a wife and kids out on a farm. This guy. Who do you think this happy guy is with the nice red full head of hair and beard is? This nice happy guy that they all think should work with them. It's Lex Luthor.
Oh.
So he's happy right now.
Oh.
He's not obsessed. He's not obsessed with Superman. Something like he's living a good, happy life. And is he going to actually be a good guy in this world? Or are these horrible people going to corrupt a good person and make him like the Lex Luthor that we kind of know? Either could be interesting outcomes. Either could be really interesting. I did see the Absolute Harley Quinn preview. I'm going to keep my thoughts on that quiet until the next issue of Absolute Batman comes out, just because I don't want to spoil too much for people. Anyway, so like this takes some superheroes off the table, like Green Arrow, right? Well, yeah, but earlier in the issue, you do see him talking to Roy on the phone. Roy in the comics, you may remember, is either Speedy or Arsenal, like he's his teen sidekick. So they could still have a Green Arrow, right? Like he could take his place.
Okay.
Hawkman, I don't know. But it's interesting that they're doing things so differently. I'm also not 100% sure who all of the hands are on this. Like I look at this and I go, okay, well, this looks like Cheetah, although we haven't met her yet. That's Cheetah. I think this is possibly Bane. This is Joker. But I don't know all of these hands. Like I don't know who each villain is meant to be on this. So there's more to discover. I do recommend this. This is a fun comic. It's got superheroes, but it's mostly focusing on how power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. Big theme, not spelled out in so many words, but relatively explicit. This is a dark world, but it is interesting. And it kind of makes me admire the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman of this world, that they're heroes that aren't godlike, like in the main sort of comics. They've got way more disadvantages. And I kind of like it. It makes me think that they're still heroic. I love it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
You love an underdog.
That's good. The absolute twist is that Speedy is straight edge. Famously, DC Comics in the 70s made a comic where Speedy was addicted to heroin, and like there's a cover where Green Arrow is shouting, "My ward is a junkie," and it was like DC's attempt to like take drugs seriously. Like anybody could be a drug addict, even a superhero sidekick. He got better, but yeah.
Just say no, kids.
Hey guys, should I get Jujutsu Kaisen or Tokyo Ghoul, both the original and remake? I don't know what re means. I have room on my bookshelf for one more series, and they're both 30 volumes. I haven't read either, but if it was me, I would read Jujutsu Kaisen first. That one just looks cooler to me. But I'd also recommend a nice 20-volume set. Leaves you 10 space for 10 more of something new. 20-volume set, Bakuman. It's about two high school friends teaming up to become manga professionals and having to level up their writing and artistic skills and like become like working adults and become like the best, most popular mangaka. It's really good.
Okay.
Bakuman. I love it. All right. What else? This is issue 2 of Batman. Not a reboot or anything, just sort of like a new creative team, so they renumbered these things.
Not Batman.
You're Batman? Not Batwoman or Batgirl.
No.
Not Black Bat. No. Not Huntress. Not Catwoman. Not Black Canary.
No.
Not the Carrie Kelly Robin. Or Spoiler.
All right, I'm not Batman.
All right, that's more.
God.
This is fun. This issue of Batman sort of exists to make the Tim Drake Robin really cool. Who I've always liked. This he's the third Robin.
Okay.
He was invented in the 90s. That was when I was reading comics, and I really liked him.
When you were reading comics?
When I was still getting into them, I guess. I mean, yeah, the good point. What am I saying?
So much for keep reading comics.
Well, in this issue, Robin starts busting some thieves that are stealing stuff, and the Gotham police show up, and one of them shoots a guy that's one of the thieves that's running away, shoots him in the back, kills him. That's obviously over the line. This is the commissioner of police is not Commissioner Gordon anymore. It's supervillain Vandal Savage, an immortal that has like tons of resources, a little like Ra's al Ghul, but like just he can't be killed. And he's been around for a long time. He's rich, and he's become the commissioner of police in Gotham, and the police are pretty corrupt. Gee, I wonder if any of us can relate to that idea. So from this, like Robin gets shot by the cop when he tries to run away. Now his body armor deflects a bunch of it, but he still gets taken out, and they throw him into the back of a van with like all these other criminals. So Robin is handcuffed behind the back, shot, and thrown into like this like truck full of criminals, and then they rough ride him. That's a police phrase for like, the swerve and hit potholes and stuff, to like rough the people up in the back and be like, oh, I didn't mean to. They've got plausible deniability. Batman shows up to stop them, and at a certain point, the
seats are very slippery back there.
Yeah, but look, Robin, while Robin still fights all these not super villains, but just like gangsters in the back, he breaks his own handcuffs. He does that trick, like even if you've got like really strong chains, if you go really fast, boom, against your chest or your knee or something.
That with zip ties.
Yeah, you can also do it.
You
could also do it technically with like real handcuffs, but you have to like just fully commit and have a certain amount of strength to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of cool to me.
And then afterwards, you come see me for some X-rays. I give you
Gina's a
superpowers.
rad tech, if you didn't know. That's why she's in Scrubs. Gina's a rad tech, so she does X-rays and stuff like that. Helps people.
I give them superpowers. X-ray gives me
Don't give
superpowers.
any patient info, any description whatsoever. What's the strangest thing you've ever seen on an X-ray that's been inside a person? What's the strangest thing that stands out to you?
Inside a person?
Inside a person. And you don't even need to tell us where in the person. Just tell us the thing that you think you saw.
Well, I have to tell you the whole story for it to be worse.
Let me acknowledge the super chat and then we'll hear a story. Hope you're doing well. I'm late, but I made it today. How's your shoulder doing? You know, since I got my cortisone shot, a lot better. No pain. I don't have full flexibility yet.
You gotta keep doing your exercises.
I do.
Crawl your fingers up the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Still doing some therapy, but thank you. It's a lot better.
If you don't use it, you lose it. So,
all right, here's a story.
I had an elderly woman come in for an abdominal X-ray, and we put her on the table, and there was noise.
Noise?
Yeah, like a type of noise.
Oh my God!
All
right.
Her husband had recently passed away, and she had a vibrator stuck inside of her.
Oh my God!
And she was very embarrassed.
Oh my God!
Did not want to talk about it, so we didn't ask her questions.
No, that's so embarrassing. And so you had to just take shots while there's like a sound gurgling in her.
Yeah, she was mortified. So she wouldn't talk to anyone except the nurse. like she didn't want to tell the doctor even.
Oh my God.
She only told the nurse.
I thought you were gonna be like, oh, tiny little matchbox car up somebody's butt.
Well, we also were next to a prison, so we would get prisoners who would swallow razor blades to get out of the jail for like
oh my God,
like 3 days.
Yep.
Well, it goes through them.
Right. They go to the hospital and get like some good food or something like that.
I think maybe just get away from
prison
someone
life.
Who's giving them a hard time. Maybe I don't know.
Can you imagine? I can't even really honestly imagine that, like hurting yourself that seriously just to get a break.
Well, and they don't do surgery automatically to take them out. Like they'll do surgery if they need to, but otherwise they just make sure it goes through. So it can't be comfortable.
So once you extract these items from the people, like how much do you sell them for?
No extraction needed.
I'll just quickly jump back and say that this is just showing like why Robin is kind of considered more of a partner and not just a sidekick anymore, even though he's younger and everything. Mm-hmm. And it's fun to see him again. Batman comes to rescue him, but that same cop shoots Batman in the back of the head. Batman didn't expect a cop to go that far. Now he's got armor that protected him from dying, but he still has like this massive concussion. Yeah. So Robin has to take him for care in the Batmobile, which there's a subplot in this of Bruce Wayne teaching Tim how to drive manual. And the Batmobile has 13 years.
I learned how to drive manual before this guy did.
It's true. Jeannie's first car was a manual, a Jeep Wrangler, right?
Well, it wasn't my first car. It was the first car I bought.
Yeah, that's all I mean. That's all I mean.
It wasn't the first car I drove like in high school.
No, and I admire that. I mean, I can drive manual now, but I bet you might be better at it. You might be smoother than I am. Yeah. I don't know. It depends on how long that stays with you, because I mean, I've been, of course, driving a little bit of it more recently, but not like necessarily at the higher gears, because I'm just driving it on the car lot. Like I'm only getting up to second.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same concept.
Yeah.
Just going faster.
Yeah. I think retroactively, we have to assume that his little car, the Redbird, was an automatic. I like the idea that like he has to be taught how to drive manual. Like what kid wouldn't? I think that's all. It's nice. Well, anyway, I think it makes him look really cool.
I think a lot of people get stick nowadays to prevent it from getting stolen.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'll tell you that
A lot of
most
thieves
people
don't know how.
Dude, most people do not want to buy the stick because, I don't do sales specifically anymore, but I did for a long time, and I still work for a car dealership. And
I mean, if you're going to be driving in traffic for your commute,
there's certain places it doesn't make
it's-
sense.
Yeah,
And a lot of
it's hard.
like Tacoma, for instance, is very hilly and has like, a stoplight on each block. And if like I lived on the very top of an area called Hilltop,
Yeah,
it would have been a miserable commute.
yeah.
So I get that. But what depresses me is when people come in for like a sports car,
And they want it.
they want an
Automatic.
automatic. I'm like,
No fun.
it isn't. It's like it should be your second car,
That's
and it should
why-
be fun.
That's why I wanted to learn how to drive stick, so my Jeep would be stick, because I didn't want an automatic Jeep.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. I think it makes you understand your car a little better, and it makes you a more
Yeah.
careful driver when you're.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you're less likely to have accidents.
Yeah. You got the automatic version of a WRX? Don't get me wrong, it's still a fun car, but I feel like you're losing a lot of the fun that you can have with that.
Yeah.
And okay, I get. No, I don't hate you at all. It's
Yeah.
still fun, and it's still cool to have an all-wheel drive sporty car. It's fine. But like I'm talking when you
Next time,
there,
you got to learn and get a stick. It's fun.
it is fun. And it's not hard. That's the thing. I think a lot of people think that it's really hard, and I think it's the kind of thing you learn in less than a day. If you already
I
know
taught
how
our
to
little
drive.
neighbor how to drive stick, Ben.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think it's hard to learn.
Mm.
You've probably heard me talk about Peach Momoko in the past, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Her
You
latest.
interviewed her.
I did. I was very proud of that. Her latest issue, because she both writes and draws this, is Ultimate X-Men 20. And this is only going up to 24 issues. Marvel has not announced what they're doing after that, but we do know that they're going to have an event where like all these stories that they're doing in their Ultimate universe, like I'm stuttering, is going to like wrap up at some sort of a conclusion.
Today, Junior.
Today, Junior. Ow, ow, ow. Yo, hot, want to touch the hiney. Was that the same movie?
That Veronica Vaughn.
Is one fine piece of ace. I know from experience.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No, but a friend of mine and her, we can just say that they got it on.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. Everybody on the bus?
No
Good.
yelling on the bus.
We're going back to Billy Madison. Hey, wasn't the sequel to Happy Gilmore still pretty good?
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't as good,
I
but
mean-
it was still fun.
I mean, it was like a remake of. I mean, it was like the same formula, kind of, but
Yeah.
it was fun.
it's still fun. It was
Yeah.
still fun.
A lot of good jokes.
Yeah, they were pretty silly, and I like that. I would say that first of all, this is
Bad Bunny was great in it.
That's right. Bad Bunny was good in that, but he was a little awkward on this last week's SNL.
I didn't watch.
I don't expect
Had a
him to be perfectly
busy
fluent,
weekend.
but it felt like the pacing was off on a lot of the skits in the latest SNL. The
Yeah.
pacing just wasn't there.
Mm.
Some of it was okay. The news was good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really liked Peach's art in this. I felt like it's just a little more detailed than sometimes she does, because she hasn't taken any breaks. She's kept to the monthly schedule, 22 pages plus covers every month, writing and drawing and coloring.
Yeah.
All of this. It's a lot of work. So it's a little more cartoony than some, right?
Yeah. Like back here, there was like on the TV, it was
Very simple.
simple.
Very simple, right? Let me see if I can find an example of what Jeannie was just talking about. Yeah, like these, just sort of like news crew. And Jeannie's right. That is kind of simplified. You can't even say it that well. Sorry, but
I was trying to get my face out of the way so it wouldn't focus on me.
But Peach is still doing like something like this, like a 2-page spread of like a bunch of girls on motorcycles in the city. And even if it doesn't have as much detail as some artists do, this is not an easy illustration at all. And I think it sets the scene very well. There's also a scene where we see some characters in test tubes or something.
There's a lot of color, changing the mood.
And she does all that.
Yeah.
She watercolors all of this. She, I don't know. I think it's some of her better art. If people,
this looks very cold. It's
as it should be, because it's
a
confrontation in a parking garage with a villain named Viper. So it's got sort of almost this greenish tint to it, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
It's gray,
grayish
the other
green.
page. This page is
dark, vibrant green, because it's
the color, the lighting's not great in this room.
It's a little tricky but I feel like it's pretty darn good for a on the road show. I thank you for adding to the value. And she just has a way of also emphasizing the creepy factor. In the regular X-Men comics, there's a villain who's a psychic, like Professor X, and he's called Shadow King because he's more of a shadowy entity that can just possess a body, and that's that. But in this, the Shadow King is a disaffected, nerdy high schooler that goes to school with some of these girls. And he's got a creepy obsession with the main girl, and he can't make friends very well. He's definitely lonely. And it's just, that's such a more tangible, creepy, modern idea.
Yeah. Very
X-Men has always had good villains, like Magneto or something in the past, or Mystique or Sabretooth or something. They're interesting. But this version of Shadow King, it's not they don't go too creepy because of but the idea itself of just this almost stalkerish, pudgy nerd.
Did you see the trailer for Charlie Hunnam as Ed Gein on Netflix?
No.
I think it's Netflix. Yeah.
Really?
He's at a lunch counter, and he's saying hello to these two girls at the far end. Oh, and he's so creepy in it.
Really?
Just
that does sound interesting.
Saying hello to them, and then when they are clearly creeped out and pay and leave, and he says, "I'll see you later." And it's just the when you're just around someone that just totally creeps you out. I'm sorry, but probably females feel it way more.
I'm sure.
Because you just feel
there's a power imbalance.
Yeah.
The dynamic.
Oh, it's so creepy when someone's like that.
Ed Gein was a scary individual. And last year there was a nonfiction comic book graphic novel.
You talking about it. Ooh.
The guy that's basically the leading true crime authority on Ed Gein is a guy named Harold Schechter. He co-wrote it with the artist Eric Powell. And it's not like he racked up the biggest body count, but he's definitely one of the scariest killers out there.
Creepy.
So scary. So scary.
Yeah.
Who is on the right? Me, Chris.
Me? Oh, maybe...
No, they say it like this.
Oh.
I don't know. Anyway, no, I'll watch the trailer. I wonder. I like Charlie Hunnam sometimes. I like him in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. No, I didn't know about that.
Check it out. I love true crime.
I know. This was one of the best issues of Ultimate X-Men that have come out yet. Just my opinion. I really liked it.
Okay.
It's not like that there are big reveals, but it's got some great art and it moves the story forward in a meaningful way. I really like it.
Jeannie is on the
right. Just to be clear, and we're just not trying to steal glory, Jeannie isn't a nurse. She's a rad tech. She does X-rays and other patient management stuff.
I do MA work in my role, but I'm an X-ray tech.
Right. I just wanted to, and I'm not trying to take that away from you, but I want to be fair with your.
No, I don't think you're taking it away from me. I am what I am.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be an X-ray
I'm
tech.
super proud of you. some of these I just picked up that like came out in previous weeks, so I won't talk about them. But I got a copy of Skinbreaker with the cover by Tony Moore, a friend of mine. I love his artwork, so that was nice to get. It's nice to see Tony and Robert working together on a bunch of stuff again. I really like that. Our mom is being silly.
You have to see
Hi.
Mama Tropes. Just a quick cameo. Just
Hi, Mom.
Hi, son.
Have you been watching?
Yes, I have.
Because you like seeing Jeannie. There's
I like
my
seeing
mom.
all of you. You're both doing a fabulous job. It's
there's
lovely.
Mama Tropes.
Hey, we all have
That's
glasses
very-
now. We're old.
Very old.
What happened to us? We didn't have glasses growing up.
No.
No, or growing old.
But
All right, keep
folks-
going. You're doing a good job.
thank you.
Okay.
People are
Very
calling you Mama
interesting.
Tropes since my show is Comic Tropes. Thanks,
Should be.
Mom.
All right.
Night.
Love ya.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Feel
Bright and early.
sleep well.
Ricky's gonna go to bed with you.
Yep.
This is what happens when I visit my family. I'm going to spend some family time, even when I'm
Family
doing a show with
tropes.
you guys. Family tropes. Going to see my dad later this week too. It's nice. I'm excited. Got Radiant Black, which came out a couple weeks ago. Very fun story. But I don't want to like review something that's kind of old now. But I do recommend this book. Yeah, Radiant Black. I had done the backup story in like about 5 months ago.
Oh,
Like
cool.
yeah, so that was kind of cool.
But not this
Not this one,
one. Okay.
but the main character is really likable because he's not like super smart or super fit or anything like that. He's a pretty average guy. He works at like a video store in a suburb of Chicago, right? And he like dates on apps and stuff like that. He doesn't like have a regular girlfriend yet or anything like that.
Okay.
And he just sort of like and he wasn't even the original superhero in Radiant Black. Like Nathan was originally the main character in this book. This guy Nathan, who gets this power, it basically controls gravity. So you can fly, you can lift things. It's kind of like telekinesis, but it's all gravity based. It's like a power from an alien race. But Nathan ends up in a coma in like about 8 issues in or something, and the powers pass to his best friend Marshall, and Marshall's been sort of the main character ever since.
I had a foster puppy named Marshall.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yes, I'm little sister. Jeannie is little sister.
Little sister. See, I'm bigger.
Small.
I'm bigger.
Tiny.
I am mighty.
I'm tiny.
What would you say that the title of this book is, if you had to read this?
Well, I would still read it as The Last Starship. Why would
see how-
you read it as the LA Starship or
Yeah.
the Last Starship?
I'd read it as the LA Starship. They just sort of merged it all together into a portmanteau, and they tried to like sort of do this thing. But if you look really closely, we're under some weird light here, but it's like the LA is yellow, ST is white. This almost looks like it just says the last, but it looks like it says the LA Starship. A lot of people have observed this, but it's true. But
I think that they're layering. See how it's yellow there and white in the middle
I
and
know.
orange there. I
get
think
it.
they still want it to be read as The Last Starship. But
I get it. I've seen worse. I've seen
yeah.
a lot worse.
It's not the best design.
But it's really cool. If this is something that works for both people that love Star Trek and know a lot of it, and people that know nothing about Star Trek, because what it does, it takes place way far in the future, past where most of the shows that we've watched are.
Okay.
And there's this event that happens where all the warp drives that all the different alien races and humans have,
Mhm.
anything with a warp drive that's on explodes all at once throughout the galaxy. Instantly, like
So anyone on the ships
gone.
gone.
But more important than that, like interstellar travel. Now
Over.
it's like, well, can they even trust turning a a warp drive back on, or is it going to explode on them? So like all of a sudden, the Federation is like brought down to like maybe 10% of what it was, and all of a sudden traveling between planets, really scary. And this starts with a captain who says, well, we should use this technology that we like learned about like 1,000 years ago called transwarp. It's what the Borg used. And they're like, the Borg are an enemy. We can't risk that. Like, it's a banned technology. He's like, we don't have a choice now. The Borg show up and they're kind and they want to like work with humanity. And they're like, we're going to grant you this technology for one ship so that you can start going back out and reconnecting with like other planets and helping and stuff like that. In exchange, we get access to the remains of a certain person that you keep on like, the science station. The remains of Captain Kirk. They bring him back to life with Borg technology.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, if you know Star Trek a little bit, you're like, okay, I've heard a couple of these things referenced, but if you've never read it before, you're just reading about this, like, really like a normal government that instantly just gets like wiped out just about.
Yeah.
And now how are they going to function again? By using technology that they don't quite understand, working with an enemy that wants something that they don't understand.
Transporters still a thing?
Transporters can work, but and in fact, that's sort of what transwarp technology is it's taking the idea of like transporting, like, say, something from like the ship down to the planet below and saying like, what if you could amplify that to like, go way further.
They thought this was Kirk on the cover.
That is Kirk.
Yeah.
That is Kirk. He is not really in this issue. It's mostly about this new captain. So that's what's cool is you meet new characters.
Okay.
And they're on the ship.
Someone asked what my level of Star Trek is, and I'd say it's pretty low.
Yeah.
Although I do remember...
You've watched one or two movies, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do remember watching at the Cape House, at our grandparents' house.
The one with the whales?
The one with the Troubles. The Trouble with Troubles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was an original series. And I would say is it the Return of Locutus? It's more like they used their technology to maybe more clone Kirk from his remains, a young Kirk. And so like, yeah, it's going to be Kirk being brought into this world that like has way less technology than when he was like, kind of an early pioneer within Starfleet. But Starfleet was a little established in the original series. They'd met other races and stuff.
I do know what his middle name was. Tiberius.
There you go. She remembers some of it. I think it's interesting. So it's like, if you know some of the Star Trek lore of like, what happened in the future with the burn, they do explain at some point why these things exploded. They explain in an episode like why the Borg became a contingent of them became peaceful, but you don't need to know any of that.
We got whales in the house.
You're a red shirt. We got whales in the house.
Everyone on the Cape has a whale in their house.
You know what we had in the backyard today? 4 wild turkeys walking around. I guess that's just something you got here in Scituate.
Yeah, that's normal.
It's not normal for me.
It's not a very exciting thing around here.
I don't need deep detail for this stuff since I can't really show all of this to you. But I will say one that was really fun was a book called Good Devils Don't Play Fair with Evil. This is by a writer, David Brothers, artist Nick Dragotta, very famous right now for Absolute Batman. These are 3 different stories they did in backups for various indie comics, all involving fight scenes, and specifically fight as it's presented in a lot of manga, stuff like Fist of the North Star or Hajime no Ippo, a boxing comic. Or was it Hajime no Ippo? Or they said which boxing manga they liked. Yeah, Hajime no Ippo. It's fun. It's fun. It takes like fighting and puts it in either like a post-apocalyptic setting or fighting like a small-time crook just trying to get out of a city type thing. It's really frenetic, really, really fast-paced, dynamic storytelling. 3 short stories that make really good use of the medium. Like how can you tell a story quickly, like punchy, understand characters really fast, get right to the conflict, wrap it up satisfyingly. That's hard. It's really hard. It's really good.
It's a 64-page love letter.
I tried reading that comic. It was really ugly and hard to read. Just put it back on the shelf. I guess different people have different tastes, is what I can say. Yeah, I really got a kick out of it. I thought it was fun. Spider-Man Noir is back, and it's notable because the cover artist here is one of the Image Comics founders. He's still working on his own creator-owned comic, Savage Dragon. Talking about Eric Larson, who just last week was on viewer and friend of the show, friend in real life, West Coast Avengers. He was just on West Coast Avengers for a great interview. Dude, I like Noir too. I only got this because Eric Larson wrote it. And I was like, I don't really care about like a multiverse version of Spider-Man. I've seen like kind of too many of them in the last several years. Minus those animated movies. They're really good.
Yeah.
But like it's too much. Like it's just been done to death in the comics. But it's Eric Larson. I'm gonna give it a chance. Really fun dialogue. 1930s Spider-Man. Everybody's talking in like the punchy slang of the day. I'm trying to see if
pajamas.
Yeah, little things like that. Let's make tracks before the fuzz shows up. The dialogue in this was fantastic. Eric's got, you think of him mostly as an artist because he's so dynamic and he's made his career as a hit artist. He's got an ear for dialogue.
You're the bee's knees, kid.
Yes. The direct edition is West Coast Avengers podcast. You can watch the Eric Larson interview on that right now. I like this enough that I'm going to read issue 2. I don't know if I'll read the whole series, but it's fun seeing a Peter Parker that's got a job as a private eye in the 1930s. Yeah. Gwen Stacy comes because her father, a police captain, has been killed mysteriously, and the police won't investigate it. They say that he was corrupt. Mm-hmm. So what's this mystery? As soon as he starts trying to investigate as Spider-Man, people are trying to kill him. So there's like something weird going on. There's a mystery. And I go, okay, I'm a little curious. Yeah. And I love seeing like Gwen Stacy, his first serious girlfriend, cast as more of a femme fatale. Like, I don't know if I can even trust this Gwen Stacy 100%. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, she seems sweet and innocent. She does. But it's weird that she's like bringing him this case.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
we love
there's a Nazi bat that he fights.
Stories.
We love Private Eye stories.
Yeah. I mean, Veronica Mars was
so good.
My favorite.
I never watched that one season they did where she was like in the FBI that they did years later. I never saw that.
I enjoyed it. I was disappointed in the ending. But I guess I understood why they did it, but then it never came back, so then I was just sad about it.
I like that stuff. There was an artist who passed away a number of years ago that I really, really loved, Darwin Cook, and he adapted the Parker novels. I don't know if you ever came across those crime books. Like Parker is a criminal, basically, a guy that pulls off heists and stuff like that. But he's always the protagonist. And he is a scumbag. He's not a scumbag with a heart of gold, per se. But he does have a code. And they're pretty brutal but punchy little adventures that he goes on. I liked it a lot.
I just think of Nick from
That's interesting.
New Girl and his story about the private eye. And I think he said he's a scumbag with a heart of gold.
I don't remember that. I didn't finish New Girl. I should go back and finish it someday. I think I got up right to where what's her name? She was in like the Transformers and Ninja Turtles movie.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, like she became like a roommate. And that was for some reason I just got busy and I left it behind and I have never finished it.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, Darwin Cook's Parker adaptations are just great comics. There's a lot of good crime comics. My favorite is Criminal by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, but I like early 90s Frank Miller, Sin City.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I can't tell you guys like where or when, but I have been invited to a private party with people like Frank Miller and Mike Mignola. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm brave enough to go because I can't bring anyone with me.
I feel like you'll regret it if you don't go.
I think I'll go, but it's like they're not going to necessarily know who I am. But it's an opportunity to potentially talk to these big names, you know?
You can introduce yourself.
And those are just two. Like it's a lot of big names.
Will you know anyone there?
One person that invited me. I
think it's worth it.
Yeah, I can't say anymore, but I'll let you know.
I'm saying go.
Yeah. Okay. I think I probably will try to
Holy bees knees.
To just suck it up. Oh yeah. You know, I would love to do an episode of Comic Tropes about David Lapham and Stray Bullets. Stray Bullets is just way too big to sort of summarize and then also try to say something about it. But I think what I might do is talk about what I like about David Lapham as a crime writer and artist and use examples from Stray Bullets with the explanation that it's just too big to summarize neatly, but it's perfect. It's so amazing. If Stray Bullets is a crime comic that follows lots of different characters, and it's told out of order, like chronologically. You just get some of this character's story, and then you might jump forward and you get this character's story, but then you jump back and get this character's story. And it all connects so cleanly and amazingly. Oh, it's just amazing. It keeps the tension up because you never know, well, okay, that, you know, like this, they've gotten to this point, so now we've got to get to the denouement of the story. You know what I mean? Because it's jumping between different characters at different stages and different timelines. So you never know exactly where it's going until it starts connecting at the very, very end. Oh, is that your name?
Yeah. So my first dog was Oreo. And that's when I, started my little profile thing.
It's very special to the whole family.
He was my soulmate dog.
Great dog.
He was the best.
Best dog. Border Collie.
Yeah.
He was basically still sort of a baby, but Jeannie didn't get to name him. She wanted to name him Logan, but he was already answering to Oreo.
I just got a text that Haldor passed.
I'm sorry. Kind of unbelievable how influential Pulp Fiction is still very influential, and so is that Oreo. Yeah, it's kind of not.
Here, hold on.
It's the backlighting. Wait, if you hold it back a little, I think. Oh no, that's good. Oh, look at him. Oh man, he was such a good dog, folks.
He's the best.
So he was Jeannie's dog, but she adopted him when I had graduated college. I was working in Boston, but still living at home. And so, and Jeannie would work and go to college. So I was lucky because I got to do a lot with Oreo. When I would come home from work every day, Monday through Friday, I would always take him for a walk. That was just like the first thing I did when I got home. And, oh yeah, good. There's pictures of me with him. He was so loving. Not just to his family, but like he loved other animals. He loved little kids. He was never dangerous, like or yippy or bitey or anything. He loved other animals. I think that in a way, a lot of herding dogs can have that personality if they're, raised right, socialized right. But he was good. He was so good. We would take him to the park to throw tennis balls as far as we could because he had to get his energy out. and little kids
His
would.
favorite thing in the world was his frisbee.
He loved it, and he had different kinds of frisbees. So we would go like, Oreo, get your frisbee, and then we go, no, get your soft frisbee. You know.
He's the best.
Anyway, yeah, he was super loving to the whole family. So he was good at cuddling and taking hugs and stuff, but he was also really fun and really smart. Like,
And I think
he knew just about any command, but we didn't have to do a lot for training. He just
I did.
I mean,
train.
What?
I worked a lot on training.
I know, but like he picked up the basics so fast of things like, like sit, stay,
Yeah. Well, I got him at a year old, so he did know a bunch. Although I got Kaylee at a year old and she wasn't taught anything. So he lived to be 11 and a half, and he had stomach cancer.
Yeah.
So sadly,
Yeah.
had to let him go.
Yeah. When you consider, wow. Yeah. We only really had him for about a little over 10 years.
Yeah.
That's so brief when you think about it. But he made a big impact. I still think about him all the time.
I do.
I'm so glad. Sometimes I'm really sad that my wife, Chrissy, didn't get to meet our grandparents, right? I'm sad about that.
Yeah.
But she did get to meet Oreo. And
Yeah.
it makes me happy because, like, when I talk about him, she knows how special he was and, like, why he was important. And it's nice to be able to share stuff like that with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaylee was my
Second
next dog. And
and they overlapped. They got along great.
Yeah. And she lived to be 16.
Yeah.
And then Twiggy just passed away a year ago and she was 15. So
yeah, Twiggy was a little thing. She was an Italian Greyhound, so she was the tiny little
in my little
dog.
In my little picture that you guys see, it's Twiggy and Kaylee and Bismarck.
Bismarck was my brother, stepbrother. Stepbrother's Great Dane, huge dog, and Jeannie's dog is this tiny little thing, but they were funny together. Bismarck was a gentle giant. I think that's fair to say. He was gentle.
He was incredible.
I guess I say gentle giant, but then again, sometimes he would try to, like, when he was younger, put like his big front paws on like your chest. Like
he never he
did that to me.
He didn't jump up.
All right. What was the last time you read a comic, do you think? When was the last time you read a comic, Jeannie?
I think when you sent me Stray Dogs.
Stray Dogs.
Yeah.
It's good, right?
I loved it.
Because you like crime and you like dogs. And
exactly.
Yeah. The one they've got now, Feral, is very different in a way because it's more of like a sort of like a road story in almost a post-apocalyptic zombie type of world because it's about cats getting through like a world full of feral animals and trying to find a safe place. Did you ever read Watership Down, either for school or yourself?
No, but I know
the Odyssey?
All about it. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd probably like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Feral is like that.
Sad.
Oh boy, I don't think you haven't read We Three, right? It's like it's beautiful and it's heartbreaking because it is about like pets getting experimented on by like super scientists.
Yeah.
And they're on the run. And they've got like intelligence where they can like sort of talk.
Mm.
It's a rabbit, a cat, and a dog.
Mm.
It's a heartbreaker, but it is a fantastic comic.
I worked in veterinary medicine for 25 years before I moved to human medicine. So
you've encountered the real thing. But that's an interesting question. Do you have a favorite MCU movie? The Marvel movies?
Oh, is that what that means?
I'm just saying, like, do you have a favorite?
Oh man,
I'm trying to think.
I do enjoy them so much. So
I think mine is still like maybe Winter Soldier. I really liked Winter Soldier.
You really did.
I also like Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers movies. I don't know. There's a lot that are good.
I know this is like controversial, but I really liked the
Who's in it?
Scarlett Johansson.
Black Widow?
Yeah, I really
You liked her solo movie, Black Widow?
I really did.
No, I don't blame you for that. There's problems with it, but there's a lot that's good.
I think I like the family dynamic part of it.
You see Thunderbolts yet?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yelena and Red Guardian are both really interesting characters together.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the coolest parts of Black Widow was like the four of them as a family unit.
Yeah.
Like a found family.
Yeah.
It's like Red Guardian is sort of such a joke character, but the relationship he has with everybody else is played serious.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a blowhard.
Yeah.
But his relationship is like the emotional core of that is so real.
Yeah.
That I think you can be.
I love how like they are just so fed up with him, but they also love him, and like
exactly,
you know, they can be assholes to each other because they actually really care.
It's not my favorite, but I will say one that like didn't do well at all at the box office anyway, but I think is like legit a really strong Marvel movie, The Marvels, the Captain Marvel sequel.
Yeah.
That thing like is fantastic.
I don't know why it did so poorly, but
I think some of it is the pandemic still.
And yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Shang-Chi is good.
Shang-Chi is really good. In fact, it like frustrates me that they haven't gotten to a sequel yet.
I know.
You know, I feel like that should have been prioritized over some of the other movies they've made.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shang-Chi is really likable.
Chris is the one who liked the Marvel.
I'm glad somebody else liked it. Oh, Chris is the one that liked the Marvels. I liked it a lot. There's a scene where the heroes have to gather a bunch of kittens and they play a song from Cats. It's hilarious. Shang-Chi is great. Look, there's a lot of good Marvel movies. Like I think that when you start looking back at Marvel, as you get a little more distance from some of these movies, you go, okay, that wasn't perfect. It's still pretty damn entertaining. Something like Black Widow or that.
I also like how, you know, they're all intertwined so much. So it's just like this long epic story. And
I like that, but I think
part.
it's hurting them in the long run.
I know you do. I know you think that, but I still.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I think at some point you need to like tone down. You can have the connections, but they can't be important plot elements. They can only be flavor for the movie.
You know what? A show I hated.
What show?
The Nick Fury one.
Oh yeah, Secret Invasion.
It wasn't worth watching at all.
Secret Invasion is
you could just
legit the worst MCU thing. There's other things in Marvel that are bad.
Interesting happened on it either.
It's terrible. It killed off a bunch of characters that we like, and like, yeah, nothing important happens. It's so terrible. Like, like I was like, how
did
sad
it get made?
How sad was Sam Jackson at the end of all of this? You know, was he just like, oh, I give up?
Yeah,
you know,
I finally get to be
terrible.
The focus. And
I
awful.
Can rewatch pretty much any of the MCU movies. I don't go out of my way for some of them, but if it was on TV while I was flipping through, I could rewatch, you know, like Thor 2 or The Eternals and go like, oh yeah, there's cool parts. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
But that show, no, I can't.
Yeah. EJ, don't bother even watching it. It was such garbage. Like, and nothing happens that you need to know for any other part. So it's just not.
I don't think that they'll ever refer to anything that happened in that. I think it's that bad that they'll just ignore it. They'll just ignore it.
That's what they should do.
There have been others that are a little boring for some Marvel shows that I'm like I couldn't get into Echo as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
But
Echo
Secret
is
Invasion
worth watching over Secret Invasion.
Oh, that anything in the world is worth watching over Secret Invasion.
Yes.
Like, what's that? My my great grandma is rotting away in the backyard full of maggots. Well, it's either watch that or Secret Invasion. I guess I'll go see how grandma's doing. It's terrible. It's terrible. By the way, I'll just like shout out again because it was kind enough to do the super chat earlier. Sean Chen has a Kickstarter called Evermind. I just wanted to give that another plug. And since EJ is in the chat,
excuse you,
hiccups. EJ did a cover and some cryptid cards for a comic book called what is it called? Hold on. Monster Forge. Yeah, if you look up Monster Forge on Kickstarter, they've got a comic there right now, and EJ did a cover for it. So, yeah, I didn't talk about that in the news, but Youngblood was a one of the first comics in Image Comics, 1992.
Mm-hmm.
And while Rob Liefeld is no longer a partner of Image, he gets along now well enough with the other people that Image is still going to publish his comic again. And so Youngblood's coming back, and his superhero characters are appearing on all sorts of other existing Image comics, even if they don't fit. Like Walking Dead has like one of the superheroes on the cover.
Okay.
And Blood and Thunder is its own sci-fi book. And yeah, I think it's 27 variant covers. I liked Echo. It slowed down a little in episode 3 or something, and I was just like, it's okay. It's. I wanted it to be a little more action packed because it's still a superhero show. That's all I'm talking about. But it's not bad, and I loved Graham Greene and anything he was in, and I'll miss him as an actor. He passed away recently.
I know. Well, I shared that. You didn't see it, but
yeah, because he was always. There's certain actors that like have like a charisma or a gravitas, and they just make whatever they're in better.
Tatanka.
Oh, was that
Buffalo.
Dances with Wolves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tatanka.
You know what? I didn't pick up on that. I feel so dumb. But I'm picturing it in my mind's eye, and you're right. EJ's cover is an homage to the Wizard cover, isn't it? Forge of Monster. I have a short story in it. Oh, you know what? EJ is always kind enough to like be in here, give us like, like a kind word or maybe mention something interesting behind the scenes, right? Great guy, super talented artist that I really admire. He's also, should be noted, Taiwanese. And I mention that because I had to give a speech at a wedding on Friday.
Yeah.
And my friend is marrying a girl who culturally is Taiwanese. Her parents are from Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
She actually may have been born in Taiwan now that I think of it, but she was raised in California and stuff. Okay. But I wanted to like include something because her family was there. I wanted to include something. And I reached out to EJ and I was like, EJ, this is what I'm doing a speech. Is there anything that said that, you could give me? And he gave me this beautiful phrase, and I probably won't pronounce it very well, but it's, 百年好会, which means may you have 100 years of happy marriage.
Aww,
and I was able to close my speech with that for the toast, and it went over very well. And I just wanted to say thank you, EJ. It worked very well. And I'm sure I didn't pronounce it quite right, but fortunately, they understood. And I think it was anyway, it meant a lot. It was, I wanted to do something, it's my friend Evan that's getting married, but I still wanted to do something that like was very important to her side of the family. And EJ gave me that. So what a great guy that he was willing to answer me and give me something so useful. And it's a beautiful phrase.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it's a phrase, I guess, that they use. So I like that quite a bit. Just wanted to shout EJ out. Is a great person. If you see a comic by him, just know that you're supporting a great guy.
Evans. Yeah.
It went very well. That's funny that you say Evans, because in college, like a lot of people like would call him Evans instead of Evan for some reason. Hello, Evans. One guy also tried to always get the nickname Bizev going. Just this black guy that liked to give people nicknames, and he called Evan Bizev. He was the only one that called Evan Bizev until, like, you know, we graduated, and I insisted on it every once in a while telling him, "What's up, Bizev?" And he'd just be like, "Oh." Anyway, I don't think I really have any more comics.
Evan was in the sequel to Caddyshack.
Evan is a twin, an identical twin, and he and his brother Eric were in Caddyshack 2 as little kids because you know, they're twins, and so like their mom was like, maybe they could become actors or something, and she had them do like modeling gigs and, like, you know, Sears catalogs and stuff like that as kids, and they were background extras in Caddyshack 2, not the good one, Caddyshack 2. And he said that all he cared about at that age was they were supposed to be eating hot dogs from a hot dog vendor, and they were allowed to eat as many hot dogs as they wanted. Sorry, Ricky keeps rubbing up against my foot, which is cute. But I'm like, hi, buddy. So he and his brother just got to eat as many hot dogs as they wanted on that day. Super tiny scene. Blink and you'll miss them. Well, apparently IMDb doesn't like, or at least back in the day when they first started, the Internet Movie Database didn't make you have any credentials to put a credit for somebody on a movie. So this was like, you know, like 1999 or something. I went on IMDb and added him to the cast list as chubby twin eating hot dog and didn't tell him anything about it. And I waited. And I think like 10 years later.
Oh my God.
He's not online much. He's a therapist on Rikers. So you don't want to have profiles online, because prisoners could maybe look you up or something, right? Not good. So he's not really online. But one day he Googled himself, and like one of the first results is chubby twin eating hot dog. And he goes, Chris, he goes, I was curious, and I was like, I just knew what he was about to ask. It was great. It was such a good long tail. Oh yeah, that was me. That was me. You're welcome.
Poor Evan. Oh my God.
I forgot about it. So it wasn't that I just waited. I did it, and I was like, I'm not going to tell him. I'm just going to see what happens. It's not a lie. All right. Oh yeah, he definitely knew it was me. We talk regularly.
They were roommates for a long time, so.
It's still there, just this chubby teen. Okay, I couldn't remember, so I guess I called him Chubby Teen. Chubby Teen.
Oh no.
Oh, that's awesome that it's still up. Oh, that cracks me up. That's like 26 years old. Chubby Twin. That makes more sense. That is the long game. Like that's what happens when you know me. I might just do something like that. And like a decade, or in this case, like, you know, almost 26 years later, still up. Chubby Twin. I think we should wrap it up. Is there anything else you want to say, since, you know, you don't get to guest host a whole lot?
I don't know.
Is there anything else you want to show, like that's embarrassing? You got like the family photos.
We've got baby pictures of you.
I don't know if that's that embarrassing, to be honest. Like a baby. If you've got me as like a toddler, like, you know, loving something embarrassing.
You've got Chris as a murderer.
I'm not a murderer. I'm a baby. That's me in my little high chair, spitting up, you know, baby pudding or whatever.
I think it's red jam, so it looks like he's like a cannibal. That's Dad and you.
Yeah, I guess you can see a little bit.
I don't think I really
Every baby looks the same. Oh, we saw Mom earlier. That's Mom when she was young. Can you see it? It's kind of hard with this.
Yeah, it's too hard.
It's too hard.
It's too dark.
It's too old and faded. Like, you can see it well in person, but it's not showing up well.
I don't know that I have anything good. I tried to
Our parents looked good when they were young, right? Like, isn't that like a surprise? Like, as an adult to go like, oh, my parents were good-looking young adults. Not bad. Not bad.
They're still good looking.
I don't know about that.
They are.
I guess they gave one of us good Hemsworth level genes. Look at this. I look like I'm ready to call down Mjolnir. Look at that. I like if I got closer, you go, oh. But from this distance, in this lighting, with this hair and this jacket, I look a little bit almost like Chris Hemsworth.
What does that make me? Liam?
Yeah, you look like Liam Hemsworth. You look no wait, what's the third brother that's only in
Luke.
stuff like you look like a Luke.
He's
Hemsworth.
older.
Wasn't he in Westworld or something?
Chris is so taken with his looks today.
Look, I don't look good every day. If I look good, like even once in the right
good.
I'm kind of. There's a reason this has gone for a little over 3 hours.
It's
I look
because
good
you
tonight.
like looking at yourself.
I look good tonight. All right.
I look like I just came from work.
Let's see. I will be at New York Comic Con on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
You will not. Do you want to? Would you want to go to a comic convention sometime? They're pretty fun. You're not sure?
I mean, I'd try it out.
Yeah. I think you'd be impressed with all the cosplay. There's a lot of really good costumes, and it honestly adds to the value of a convention.
I mean, I'd be sad that I wouldn't be dressed up, though.
I am tempted sometimes, but
should I show a Twiggy costume?
Yeah, pull up a Twiggy costume. Jeannie made a lot of costumes for
my dog,
for her dogs, and that was really cute. Let's see what else. Do I have anything else to plug? Jim Mahfood and I are as soon as we get past the convention, we're going to record a trash movie bonanza for October. I mean, we have to do a horror movie for October. Probably only have time to do one movie, but still. Maybe someday I'll bring good Paste Pop Pete cosplay to a convention. Maybe.
Yeah, that would be good.
No, her dog's name was Twiggy.
Yes, Twiggy the Iggy.
Twiggy the Iggy.
She's still got her
Insta.
Yeah, it's still up. We just don't.
Beowulf says, my sister is an X-ray tech. Very difficult job. All respect to the bone spies out there.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Gene. I would have a hard time dealing with finding awkward objects in people.
Well, I mean,
that's something I wouldn't do well at. All right, let's see. What's I can't see it yet. You need to get closer. You need to cover up more of the screen. Oh, you're starting. Oh, look, she's a post office person.
No, she's a Greyhound bus.
Oh, she's a Greyhound bus. You need to see it from the side.
Because she was a Italian Greyhound, so I made her into a Greyhound bus. Can you see it?
Yes, that's funny. That's funny. She made her into an AT-AT once.
No.
You didn't make her into an AT-AT?
No, that was Kaylee.
Oh, Kaylee was the AT-AT. Yeah. Sorry.
But I made her into the Up house. You know, the house with all the balloons.
Did you ever get a prize? You got a prize for the Greyhound bus, right?
Oh yeah, we won for both of those.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So dress your dogs, folks. That's the moral of today's story.
This is her as
Chief
RBG.
Justice. Yep. Twiggy as Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's mostly showing up. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty good, Jeansy.
Yeah.
It was fun doing this. I didn't expect you to necessarily stay this whole time, and I also didn't expect to do 3.5 hours. I thought that I would just do some quick news and quick reviews. This was fun.
Well, I had to bring the cat because he hadn't eaten, and I had to get over
had to
here.
feed him.
So he got to go on a adventure to Grandma's.
Yeah, you should go have some dinner because you got to work tomorrow, right?
I'm not gonna eat. No.
Now it's too late.
Too late. No.
Protein shake, even?
It's right here.
Oh, okay. I already had my dinner. Shepherd's pie. We made shepherd's pie.
Nice.
But it is getting late, and I want to spend a bunch of tomorrow quality time with my mom. So I'm gonna call it a night, and hopefully I get to see you tomorrow night
see
too.
everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much for co-hosting with me and doing silly stuff. And I had a lot of fun. In this one. I really did. But I think that's it, right?
We did it.
You know what we should do?
I do.
Double salute. That's a quadruple salute. Bye.
Double.
Double.